Unfortunately, I'm gonna be the hater on this card. I honestly, I do hate cards like these.
80% of the people were playing the same freaking deck.
Welcome to WWB Gen 3 card review. This video is me and KC going through all the Gen 3 cards. It is going to be quite long, so I do encourage people, if it's a good 3.5 hours, that watch a little bit of it, uh, you know, set it down for a little bit, and then come back to it, and maybe think through some of the cards while you're doing it. That'd be awesome. But we go through all 150 of Gen 3 cards and talk about how we feel about them. And so, without further ado, I'm going to get you guys into the video. Welcome to WWB. This is a special episode. I have a special guest with me, KC. Hello, KC.
Hello, how's it going?
And we are going to be running through the new released Gen 3 cards from basically A to Z. We're gonna run through all the cards, basically just kind of say how our feelings on them, our thoughts on them, probably how they're gonna impact just the current meta of Ward. And so we got a lot of cards to get through, so I think we're just gonna start it off. Ready, Casey?
Yes, sir.
All right. So for the first card, we have Atom Bomb. When this card is played, destroy all other magic cards on the field, +3 to basically all your stats. It's a rare, pretty crazy card. KC, what's your thoughts with the Atom Bomb?
I kind of think a lot of us have heard the chatter by now that this was kind of made to counteract the Foggy Night.
Right.
So, but beyond that, yeah, this is just gonna be a very strong card. I mean, blowing up all the magics and then having this stick to the field afterwards, and that +3 stats. That's a fairly decent boost. I mean, you're gonna be ahead. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, I honestly don't have too much to add to what you're saying. I do think it is interesting. We have destruction that's like at epic level of like Magic Eater, I think, and then it's just like, other than that, I don't think, like, we have obviously some legendary destruction cards, but I meant for like uh the way Magic Eater works. It's like, do you feel like this card should be maybe more at that epic level, just with how much stats you're getting, plus just the having that destruction effect?
Yeah, I think you might be onto something. I could agree with that for sure.
Yeah, because I'm kind of torn, because I was just like, I just feel like for how much this card's doing, it just feels like it probably deserves to be on an epic level. I mean, I'm sure there's in the history of War with like Gen 1, Gen 2, it's like there's cards like that where it's like, oh yeah, those probably should be on epic levels too, but they're not. And so it's like, I think this card might fit that category. But yeah, definitely a strong card. Like I said, as it shapes the meta, I think this will probably become like the staple destruction card that almost every deck just runs, just because of how versatile it is. Like you were saying, it plays under Foggy Night, it plays under most things, and it just, with the stats that you're also getting, it's like kind of hard to not say you'd want those stats. Moving on, we have Advantage. On any of your dice, this is a flash card. It says, play this card from your hand. You may re-roll and choose one of the two results. I think we both agree, Casey, this is a pretty strong common card.
Yeah, certainly. It everybody kind of just I think would quick glance at that and think, oh, I get to reroll my attack or hit, but no, I see it as, I mean, any dice roll at all. So you get to reroll if you have a creature ability. If you miss it, you can try to hit it again.
Right.
Or if your opponent's locking you out with a card, like like Forest Fire, or whatever they have that you have to roll for, you could just roll again to try to get it blown up and go away. So it's got plenty of uses, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think just like as like a level of like common, I think, yeah, like this would probably be a card that I would, if I crack pack, open this up, it's like, oh yeah, this card's probably going into my deck. unless for some reason I just have some crazy other Magic cards. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's too many like common cards that it's like, especially just in Gen 3 alone, that it's like it would be more important to have this in my deck, right? It's just like at any point I just get a chance to, change the odds of Ward, or the tides of Ward, as the Ward staff would say, right? And so it's like I think this will become one of those cards that just kind of does those things, you know?
Yeah, I'm 100% playing this in crackback, and I'm praying I got three of them.
And it's kind of interesting too. At the end here, it says choose one of the two results, so you actually still get to decide, even if you do the reroll, to like, I guess in theory, take your like first roll too, which is kind of interesting.
True, yeah.
So just a little bit of the text that I seen on there that I was like, oh, that's interesting text. But again, a pretty cool flash card, and honestly, I think this is like the first common, flash spell that I think we've have in Ward that I'm aware of at a common
Yeah,
level.
maybe.
At a common level, I should say. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. All right, we'll move on though. Another flash card, Ancient Book. This is a legendary. It's an equipped, so this is gonna fall in the category like Mind Sap. I guess is the only flash equipped that we currently have in Ward up until this point. So here's another one that's gonna go in that category, but I think this might be a little stronger than a Mind Sap. When your opponent plays a flash card, you may equip this card to a creature as an infinite magic card. Gets plus 15 attack, plus 5 to hit, 8 AL, 5 speed. KC, this is a crazy card.
It absolutely is. Yeah, that attack boost is no joke, and neither's the armor. I can see the armor putting a creature to AL 12 like 99% of the time, so it'll be the most difficult to crack back. But even beyond that, if you could jump this onto a limited summon, like holy attack boost you're getting on that for free. Like just ouch. It's gonna be strong.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you bring up the AL. When I'm looking at this too, it's like I was thinking like, oh, there's AL 5 creatures. There's cards that like buff up just like AL 5 or less, and then it's like, oh, and then imagine if you just equipped this card onto it afterwards with like all that buff. It's like, oh my goodness, like yeah, turning anything AL 5 or higher into an AL 12 is just kind of a crazy card. So yeah, I definitely expect to see this be a card that probably gets played a decent bit in uh, the meta, I guess, going forward for sure. I could imagine why people would want to put this in their deck. So pretty crazy flash equip card. But we will move on. Not too much more to talk about it. Just crazy stats, kind of catch your opponent off guard. Ancient Scorpion, another legendary card, a bug type. Not don't have a lot of bug types. 1+2. When this creature hits, the target creature receives 20 damage once per turn cycle for 3 turn cycles. All right, Casey, what's your thought?
I'm excited for this card. I love dot damage in this game, but I don't think it's the current dot damage stuff. I don't think is competitive or is good enough to be competitive. And
Right.
I'm hoping Ancient Scorpion pushes it to that level to where maybe it can be. Because yeah, 20 damage over 3 turns is really significant. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it gets there and does get dot damage to be a competitive concern for people. So I certainly would love to try this guy out because I'm a fan of the dot damage thing. So
Right, yeah. No, I think you make a good point. I think for a mechanic in Ward, I think dot, like burn, bleed, all these things, like the fact that they all kind of work similarly. I know like in other card games, it's like different effects, I don't know what you call them, like status effects on things can like sometimes do different things, but for the most part, most of the like effects like poison, bleed, they all kind of work pretty similarly. And so I am interested to see this mechanic in Ward and how it slowly evolves over time, because like you said, I think the current iteration of like dot damage doesn't feel super impactful, and so it's like I really do want to see like how they kind of evolve it to make it, maybe feel a little more impactful for people to want to like pick up those creatures and play them. But I do know in a crack pack, if someone gets this guy, I mean, again, AL 10, pretty crazy, pretty easy to bring him out, and yeah, this thing could hurt pretty bad in a format like that for sure.
Oh yeah.
But with that, we'll move on. So, Ancient Sentinel. A lot of ancient creatures, it seems like we got going on with this set. Ancients and hopefully orcs, right? We haven't had an orc yet, but I'm sure we'll get to a bunch of orcs. AL9, though, for Ancient Sentinel. Speed 6, 70 HP, and he's a rare 3 plus 0 modifier. This card's modifier is equal to your opponent's current primary creature's base speed stat. Very unique. We don't have a card like this in currently. That kind of well, we have some cards that have speed uh, things right to them, but definitely a different take on it. What's your thought, Casey?
Yeah, this was a little bit like the legendary, the Forgotten one. He gets extra, like I think, dice modifier if his speed gets high enough.
Right.
So it's similar to that, but yeah, I can feel like this guy's modifier is going to be like, I don't know, higher than 6 almost the majority of the time. Because most creatures people play are usually mid speed to higher speed creatures. So yeah, I see this guy having a really high modifier the most of the time if he's out there. So I mean, yeah, when you got, I mean, plus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 modifier, that's some serious stuff. So this guy's almost going to be guaranteed to be hitting all the time, and it's going to be that extra 7 to 12 damage on top of your 3 dice. So I mean, yeah, that's something to be a little bit careful of. That damage will stack up fast.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I don't think there's much more to say. I think it's an interesting card, like you said, just a card that kind of just relies on or has strength against a certain stat in ward. Speed is a pretty common one that a lot of people have pretty high numbers on. So I could definitely, like you said, see this guy's modifier getting pretty out of hand. And obviously, there's ways, or well, it does say base speed stat, so unfortunately, you can't increase it. You know what I mean? It also says current, yeah. So I guess does that just mean when the first creature when it's summoned, if equal to your opponent's current? Oh no, I see what it's saying. It's saying just whatever creature is on the field at the time. So yeah, no, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, not too crazy, but definitely a cool card. Moving on though, we have Arcane Power at a rare. It's an equip card. During battle, reveal any number of cards from your hand. Increase the equipped creature's modifier for that battle by the number of cards revealed. What's your thought, Casey?
This is a card I'm not too much of a fan of because playing other card games, this sort of effect, has taught me that letting your opponent know all the information that you have is never a good thing. So yeah, revealing your cards in your hand, I just I don't see that as being beneficial enough for what this card is doing. So
Yeah, I don't see it really shaking up the meta of like just standard ward. I do think crack pack again. It is just a rare, so I think you have a pretty decent chance of maybe getting this card in your crack pack. And I just think in those scenarios where a lot of times in crack packs you end up with a lot of creatures and extra, cards that you can't really do much with in your hand, where it's like, okay, let me just reveal those cards, get that buff, especially at the end of a game where it's like you just need that extra, maybe a couple dice or damage from the modifier, you just need to get those things. So it's like, I think that's probably its best case, but I do agree with you. The fact that it just says creatures modifier for battle and not like dice rolls or any extra things, revealing your hand doesn't feel great for the little bit of, what, +8, I guess, potentially is the max you could have. It's like, I don't
yeah,
know if I want to give that all that information to my opponent. So definitely an interesting card. We'll have to see kind of how it gets played. Armored Knight. This is a common. Just gives speed AL. I don't know. Probably not much to say about this. It's just pretty cool. Nice that it gives 4 speed. I think a lot of creatures, get over that AL 12 or speed 12 mark, but yeah,
yep,
not too much. I think we're just gonna move on from that one. Cool artwork though. I kind of really like this like charging knights. Artwork looks really sick. Oh wow, army of orcs. Just the clash of like going from that card to this card is very interesting. You have the whole like horde army in the background. around. If anyone's played, WoW, you got the Horde and the humans. Anyway, all creatures with orcs in their name. Speed, get +3 speed, +6 to attack, and a attack dice roll. Wow. And it's a common card. Casey, what's your thoughts on Army of Orcs?
Anybody who's played the Full Moon deck in the past is definitely going to be throwing the army of orcs in an orc deck and giving that a go too.
Wait, Casey, move your mic a little closer to your mouth. I think you're kind of quiet.
Let's say yeah, anybody who's played Full Moon, going to be throwing this in a deck with orcs, giving it a shot.
Right.
Yeah, that attack buff and then a second attack dice. I mean, yeah, your orcs are going to be dealing some serious damage. So
Yeah,
it's going to be fun for sure.
yeah, I feel like you were saying, I feel like speed and attack and like damage and stuff are like usually some of the bigger like things people, I think at least when it comes to the competitive scene that you're looking for, it's like you want to have that speed so you're hitting first. You want to have all the damage you possibly can to just outpower your opponent. And so yeah, I mean, and the fact that you could potentially stack like 3 of these on the field, this card I think will definitely see some play and definitely give orcs their. It's kind of a thematic deck for orcs, just having this kind of support card in it for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll bring a competitive orc deck into the AJ format possibly.
Oh yeah, I think orcs. I mean, we haven't really covered any orcs that. I mean, I know orc in Gen 1 is uncommon. So yeah, he's already kind of part of it. That could be potentially a piece of that deck, and then I'm sure we'll get plenty of common and uncommon other orcs that will be added. So I think you're
I
definitely
play,
right with that. I think this card will probably be a quite the menace when it comes to AJ for sure.
a plain old orc will be pretty nuts with this card since he gets that extra attack dice and
Hmm.
you get that double damage if one of your dice rolls up a 6. So I mean this is
Yep.
just made for that guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. He might just be the boss creature in that deck for. But we'll move
Yeah,
on. Uh, Azurlin, Arzurlin,
Azulian.
or Zerlian. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher it. I said it 4 different ways, so one of the ways will be right, and somebody will say this is how you say it. Anyway, cosmic creature, AL9. So it is a sack creature, speed 12, 70 HP. Uh, 1+2 for each point of this card's speed. Stat over 12, gain the following +1 modifier. Well, that's interesting. So this guy he's kind of like the ancient
Like that.
Sentinel that we just
Yeah,
seen.
but you get to control the speed yourself.
Right. Yeah, because it's not based on your opponents.
And that's not base either, so you could boost that.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. And he already starts at 12, so any speed you're adding just gives you more modifier. Is this card just better than the Sentinel? I'm,
It might be.
I'm
It
kind of
might be.
curious. I mean, I can't fully remember the Sentinel. I might have to scroll back here. He's an AL9, so they're same AL, less speed, same HP, but he has 3 dice. This guy just has 1, but his is based off of his opponent. I don't know. I think the Azorian or Azuriel or whatever the hell he's dude, he might be stronger than the rare cards. It's interesting. But anyway, again, another speed creature. Speed him up. um,
Yep.
all right. This is a legendary. Ashen Knight is next. I love the artwork, by the way. There's the green, um, all around. Just looks really, really nice with the backdrop and everything. AL 10, speed 10, 80 HP. While this creature is below 40 HP, it gains the following stats: +10 to attack, +10 to hit, +2 to AL speed. KC, legendary creature. How do you feel about it? Ashen Knight.
Yeah, this is certainly a tough guy. I think a lot of thought went into nailing down his numbers just right. Yeah, when he gets that boost, wow, he's gonna get strong. And putting that AL at the max at 12, and I think the biggest key factor there is them giving him a speed +3. So your speed 13, so you're just outclassing all those natural speed 12s. So
Right.
that's pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
And yeah,
No.
he's this will definitely be a creature to contend with for sure.
Oh yeah, and again, I do think with AL10 it's just easier to bring out, and I think that's always something that I think the AL12 creatures in general struggle with is just being, finding a good way to bring them out at the right time that you want them out. And I think Ash and Knight just being secretly it is kind of an AL12 with the buff if you get it once it's, below half. So it's like it kind of is like an AL12 that only costs one sack, which I think is definitely pretty unique for a creature. And definitely want to see how this card is in the meta. I can't really tell. It's kind of sneaky like how good this will be, but I mean it definitely looks like if you're just kind of in a 1v1 match, this thing definitely will be able to put in some damage for sure. All right, moving along, we have the Bad Luck Bear, an equip card. Equip this card to one of your opponent's creatures. They may choose from or for them to re-roll either their hit dice roll or attack dice roll once per battle. What's your thoughts, Casey?
If you put this on your opponent's creature, they're never going to kill Scarlet.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good, yeah, take. Scarlet might this might actually make its way into a deck based around Scarlet. There you go, everyone.
Yep,
Everyone
That's Scarlet's
rejoice,
best
right? We
friend.
all love Scarlet so much.
But no, I mean beyond that, yeah, this is a fun little card. I can certainly see this getting a run in AJ. This thing would be fantastic in the crack packs. I mean, just when your opponent hits a great dice roll, just force them to roll garbage. Hopefully.
Yeah, and the fact that it's not just once, but it's just like every battle, like I don't think it should be that common. I think this should either be an uncommon or potentially even like a rare. I think that ability alone is kind of insane for a common card that you get to like repeat over and over, and you get to have the versatility of hit dice or attack dice, right? So it's like I don't know. I think the this card yeah, it's pretty strong. I don't. I'm trying to think. It's like what other commons would even like compete with this, and it's hard to say like why would I want to put something else in my deck and not this card. Uh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, obviously still at a lower rarity. It's like if you put this in like the actual meta, like you said, besides Scarlet, it's like what else is this card kind of like fit the mold for? And I don't really think it fits well into like high competitive play award. All right,
But yeah,
on
agreed.
on to the most controversial card, Bait, a legendary. Discard one magic card to the cemetery to play this card. For this turn, your creature requires one less sack than normal. All right, Casey, how do you feel about Bait?
I am the guy gunning this card down hard. I don't like it. Um, I don't think it's going to work out very well. I don't. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but just yeah. This card is going to put you at a significant card disadvantage if whatever you're doing gets dealt with. Like you're so far behind. Um, you know, People look at this and you're thinking, this is made for AL12s. You want to use it for AL12s. So you have Fate itself, card number one. Another Magic card in your hand, card number two, to get rid of. And then let's say you still need a creature to sacrifice to play an AL12. That's your third card, and then your AL12 itself. So there's four cards to get an AL12 onto the field. Just for
Right.
a little bit less hit point sacrifice. So and then I mean, if they deal with your AL12 in any sort of fashion, just I don't know, bounce it, take control of it, you turncoat it, psychic frog, whatever. I mean, just there's a host of things. If they deal with it in any way, you just 4 for 1 to yourself, and that is extremely bad.
Right. No, it makes sense. I guess for this, yeah, I think the scenario you're talking about, like honestly, it's like, is this even for AL12s? Because now I'm thinking it's like, all right, best case scenario, AL11, discard one magic card, play this card, like you said, two cards, and then I just instantly play my AL11 creature, right?
Yeah,
From what I'm getting from
that
this.
that's it. That's its best case scenario, right? You
Yeah.
play bait and discard a magic card to play an AL 7 to 11 for free. No hit points in your cemetery. It costs you 2 cards.
Yeah, I think
So, like, is that I don't know. That still might be bad because if they deal with your creature in any way, I don't know. It's you're still just down cards. I mean, it's card disadvantage, so that's a tough thing in any card game. Card disadvantage is just really tough.
yeah, that's fair. I guess yeah. We'll have to see how this card shakes up. I think it will be used. I don't think it won't be because, like you said, Casey, I think there might be some cool ways to maybe keep your cemetery, utilize your cemetery to the fullest. I guess maybe that's kind of what this card does. Is like people that really like nitpick about how much HP is in their cemetery, or those people. I know there's tons of people that want to put like 2 extra like AL creatures of like AL 11 in their deck, and like sometimes they're like, I can't do that, and I feel like this card kind of helps with that, if you know what I mean. So it's like, I don't know. We'll have to see how exactly this card shapes the meta. Moving on though, an uncommon card, Ball Demon. Inflict 2 damage to your opponent's primary creature, and at the end of your turn, and +2 to attack. Not too
I don't
much.
know. Yeah, I feel like they just kind of threw a funny little number on there. Like 2 damage just seems weird. Like, what's that doing?
Yeah.
So
Well, as you were saying with the bad bear, or whatever, that bad news bear, or whatever that freaking bad, you know what I'm talking about. This card
yep,
kind of is like the Scarlet counter. I feel like it's just like any creature. It's like a mini way of just like any 10 HP creature. It's like, all right, I need to remove this thing that's annoying. Let's just put this on them, you know. But other than that, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna see too much play. I mean, again, AJ might be an interesting one where it's like, I just see this as like, AJ, you got 2 little creatures. You buff their armor. Let's say your opponent buffs its armor to AL 12. Then you just slap this on to them, or slap it onto your primary creature, and then it does 2 damage to your opponent every turn. Slowly ticks away at maybe some big wall that like someone makes, but other than that, it's like I don't think it has much more play than that. You know what I mean?
yep, agreed.
Uh, Bestial Champion, another uncommon, AL 11, 50 HP, speed 6, 3+2. This card just kind of reminds me of like Fallen Crusader, but obviously it's a beast, so it's not undead. But I don't know. Doesn't really stand out to me too much.
Yeah, there's just not much to add. It's just a vanilla guy with some numbers on him. So
hmm Yeah, I think it's interesting too that his little text says second to only Lord Marshal on the battlefield. These creatures are inner circle of the beast horde's ruling elite. Other than that, cool. What do you call it? Lore stuff. But other than that, this guy doesn't really have much going for him.
yep,
To follow up, Big Mouth Bass. There you go. It is what it is. We're gonna move on.
yep,
Biodino. Legendary card. Elemental. Don't have a lot of elementals in the game yet. AL 12, 100 HP, 4 speed. I'm not a fan of 4 speed. Does this guy look like he's only going to be moving really slow? I don't know. But
kind of
anyway.
like he's covered in tar. It's slowing him down.
Yeah, maybe that is. Maybe he's tar, so he's just heavy. He's just so heavy. Is like you think he's gonna catch you, but he's really just looking menacing, and you're just running away. Creatures used as a sacrifice for this card, uh, or sorry, for this card, have their base attack dice rolls and base modifiers added to this creature. Okay, uh, is this a legendary? Does this feel like a
Yeah,
legendary to you? Okay, yeah, I think
it
so.
it it does. Yeah, it does to me. I mean, AL 12. He's taken 2 sacrifices, so he's gonna get some serious buffs. I mean, you sacrifice the right creatures to this guy, and he's gonna be an absolute monster.
Right.
So I'm thinking assassin and artist Toroth.
Mm,
All of a sudden this guy is 9 dice plus 11.
yeah.
I mean, that you're talking creator level power at that point.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And I just think like backstab played with this guy too. It's like, oh yeah, you're just like probably setting up for like he's that kind of setup card where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get a big creature out, and I'm probably gonna try to one shot your creature on that same turn I bring him out with like you
Yeah.
said, buffing him up enough. And you're not really committing too much to him, you know what I mean? It's like it's all kind of built into his card, which is nice too. It's like the sacks don't. But back to the like the bait card, right? It's like, oh, bait card feels like you have to use a lot. This is like you're getting all the value out of this card, which is really cool.
Yeah. He just is big from just the natural function of the game.
No, definitely want to see how that card is utilized. I think it definitely like an end game kind of card for sure. Like you're like at the end of the game. A lot of people like to kind of save AL 12s for the end of the game, and it's like, okay, here comes my big punch. Can you respond to
Mhm.
it? Moving on, we have Boulder Rocks,
Mhm.
AL9, another AL9, another elemental though. Hey, two elementals in a row, uncommon, 2+4. Again, I don't know why all these like AL creatures that need a sack just remind me of Fallen Crusader, but I just feel like Fallen Crusader just does it better than these guys. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I I don't think there's too much going on with this guy, but yeah, he's interesting though. I mean, at least he's got a +4 modifier. That's always something, and he's elemental, so anytime elemental stuff might come into the game, it'll be interesting. Bound with Fate is the next card. This is an epic. Honestly, I don't even think this might be the first epic we've looked at so far.
Yeah.
During this turn, all damage inflicted on your primary creature is also inflicted on your opponent's primary creature. Oh boy, Casey, your thoughts?
This card feels like an anti-limited summon card to me. If your opponent gets, two, three, four creatures out there on the field, they're beating on your primary creature with their army of creatures. Like, yeah, they're going to be slaughtering their own primary awfully fast.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Like you were saying, it's like limited summons actually kind of like get a little hindered by this, huh? No.
A
During this
little bit.
turn, all damage inflicted on your primary creature is also. Oh no, because if it's your turn, they wouldn't attack with their limited summons, right? Because it would have to be their opponent's turn. So, um, hmm,
That's true.
it's
So yeah,
interesting.
that's kind of yeah. I didn't consider that it's just a standard card and it's on your own turn.
Yeah, so that's more like lightning strike. I guess would probably be
So,
the card that
so this is
goes
kind of
best
like
with this.
this is basically Forest Sentinel a little bit. It's not
Yeah,
preventing the damage, but it's inflicting it back. So it's like a one-turn demonic turtle. That's kind of what it is, isn't it?
a little bit because the thing is about this card though, I think this is like anti-bleed card too, Casey. Hear me out. If you get hit by a bleed creature, so you play this card, they might they like Ancient Scorpion. They have Ancient Scorpion. You play this card. You attack Ancient Scorpion. He hits you. He inflicts 20 damage. You take the 20 at the end of battle combat, right? At the end of battle.
Yeah.
He also
Yep.
takes 20. It also takes 20 at the end. You know what I mean? Like, you get
Yep.
what I'm saying? I don't know. I
Yep.
think and obviously like you said like lightning strike cuz it says all damage. So like is there any other things negates or stuff that does damage? Cuz here's the thing about all damage too. It's like cutting in half like mimic chest. I'm pretty sure that would also count because I'm pretty sure the ward staff has stated that's like even when you cut HP in half that still counts as like doing damage to their creature. So,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I mean, because yeah, I don't know. That seems pretty powerful now that I think about all those different scenarios. But yeah, this is an
Yeah.
interesting epic that I think
It,
definitely will
it,
see play. But I definitely think it's pretty. You're definitely building a deck around this card. Like you're not just putting this card randomly in your deck.
yeah, it's gonna definitely lead to some interesting scenarios for sure.
No, 100%. And yeah, I kind of like it. It's a little bit of a goofy card, so I kind of like where it's like, oh, inflict damage to yourself, inflict damage to your opponent.
I mean, if you know that your attack is not gonna kill your opponent because you're just gonna be a little bit short, you can drop this knowing that when they hit you back, they're gonna kill themselves.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, you're like almost guarantee that they will, like if because they have to rebuttal too. Yeah, this card might
Yeah,
actually
like
have a ton of uses for it. Honestly, it's
you could hurt them big if you know they're gonna hit you really hard.
mm-hmm.
This will be fantastic. I mean,
Yeah, this card might actually be secret OP. I mean, we'll see. It's hard to say right now, but I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
yeah,
Bramble Field is a common card. I'm pretty sure that this is Alec Kermit helped out with this card. At the beginning of your
yep.
turn, inflict 5 damage to all creatures that don't have wings. I mean, yeah, decks with wings, right?
Yeah, I got to play this at the Gen 3 playtest. I put 3 of them in my deck. It's fantastic. You theme your deck around it, so
Mm-hmm.
all your creatures have wings. You throw 3 of those in there. Uh, One of the games I played, I actually happened to get all 3 Bramble Fields out, and
Ooh,
yeah, just 15 extra damage every single turn. Was very, very brutal.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun. Yeah, it is a very fun card. Great design. Yeah, it's just at the common level, I can absolutely see this getting into some sort of themed AJ deck for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And even not, it might flow well into like a standard built deck as well. So
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's a card that it's like you kind of force your opponent if they don't have proper way to deal with that. It's like you gotta deal with this card, right? Because you can't just let this sit on the field because it will just eat you away by itself. So yeah,
yep,
pretty strong common card again, especially for like a field spell. I don't really know if there. I mean, like you said, we brought up like Full Moon, the Auric card, but like that card in itself can be almost put in any deck. Where it's like Full Moon can only be put in Wear deck, and Auric's card, War of Orcs or whatever that card is, can only be put in. You know what I mean? It's like, but that card can be just kind of put in any deck.
yep.
Um, Moving on, Bulwark, uncommon card. Increase the equipped creature's AL to 12 for 3 turn cycles. Wow, 3 turn cycles. That can be a long time.
Yeah. I think this thing's going to be awesome in AJ. It's going to show up all over the place there.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think just like you're just trying to stall to get the cards you need. You just play this 3 turns. AL12. Hope that they can't hit you, or they have to burn resources or something maybe to like buff their creature. Yeah, actually, this is an interesting card where you could potentially force your opponent to like play their cards, to try to like react to this. But then it's like you're kind of forcing your opponent to have to make plays. I kind of like that a lot too. Or they're just gonna
Yeah.
wait, or they just wait out the 3 turn cycles. But then it's like, okay, I get three free free draw. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Free.
This is
I can't say it all together. Three free draws.
almost the ghost form of the AJ format, maybe.
Yes, basically the ghost form of AJ. I like that a lot. All right, moving on. Okay, the mythic. I like
Oof.
they changed the symbol at least for now. I'm wondering if in the remastered for Gen 1 and Gen 2 the mythic rarity symbol will be the symbol too, because that's very interesting. Just because of, I'm assuming, the red border. It used to be red, but now that they have the red border, don't really want to have that, right? You got to kind of change the color. But Cabal War Chief, he is the mythic of Gen 3. Definitely, people have seen this card, talked about him. I mean, he's kind of everybody wants to get their hands on this guy. Again, this creature may initiate battle twice during their turn, so double hit built in with +5. 5/5, pretty strong. Your opponent can only return one of the attacks, same as double hit for one of the battles. This creature cannot change control or be removed from the field unless killed. Yeah, no, that. Yep, that's a crazy card. What do you think, Casey?
Absolutely. I mean, what else is to be said there? This thing is maxed out on some power for sure. Max AL, max speed stat to start with, incredibly high hit points, of course. Yeah, 5 dice is big. +5 modifier is also big. And yeah, just that double combat. That leads to all kinds of crazy scenarios that is super beneficial for you and obviously super bad for your opponent. So, and then
Right.
the ability to where this guy can't be removed from the field is just the cherry on top. Like, you're not going to be getting messed with
Mm-hmm.
once he's out there, you don't got to worry about it getting bounced or taking control of and all that stuff. So you know this guy's going to be a powerhouse for you when he gets out there.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I think he just kind of is like the best AL-12 that I can kind of think of. I mean, again, obviously I understand there's AL-12s with bigger stats, but all it takes is a couple of equipments to do two attacks on something where it's like that just does the most damage in the game, right? It's like it's not hard to hard to do that when you get double the damage, and you kind of like get a free hit where like your opponent doesn't even get to respawn on that second one. So yeah, gonna see how people utilize this card. I think it'll definitely make a lot of play in Gen 3 only, and just in regular competitive Ward. But we're gonna
Blood
move
of the
on.
Bat seems awfully good on this guy.
Sorry, what was that?
That brainstorming, just Blood of the Bat seems awfully good on this guy. Just brainstorming real quick.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Just because you get to inflict damage twice, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely will see what people kind of cook up with him and what equipments they decide to put on him. We have a demon up next, the Karis Demon, common creature, AL4, 40 HP, 5 speed. When summoned, all creatures on your opponent's side of the field are put to sleep and cannot battle for 2 turn cycles. Any damage to the sleeping creatures ends this effect and destroys one magic card on the field of your choice. Wow, that card's text has a mouthful, but holy moly, does that card have a lot to it?
Yeah, this is what AJ needed. A common way to destroy a magic card in that format.
Yeah, built into a creature, but it's not just that. It's board sleep effect too for 2 turns cycles.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I mean, this thing just it actually when you start reading it, it really has a lot going for it in the AJ format. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, its stats are middle, kind of small, middle of the road, but it's just a common. But
Right.
yeah, his ability. So it's just if you're behind and you're looking to draw something to help you out, this guy could buy you 2 turns.
Right.
So I mean that's great. And yeah, if there's some particular magic card out there that's bugging you, this is a way to just pop it and get it out of the way. So
Mm. Yeah, and kind of on like your terms, right? It's like okay, you have 2 turn cycles to kind of like figure out what you're gonna do, and he kind of just like
mhm.
he just supplies all of that. So yeah, I think for a common creature that might be one of the strongest common creatures of just like well, strongest like utility, right? It's like he kind of fits in that like bunny Saurus, like Kendo Tiger kind of realm, and it but
Yeah,
definitely
yep.
just seems a little above that pay grade maybe you'd say. But yeah,
Maybe this guy should be uncommon at the very least.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, definitely I think this guy will probably even in standard play make some spots as just like a sackable creature that has a crazy effect too. So, but yeah, moving on from the Karis Demon, we have Cat Cow. I think everybody this is gonna become a fan favorite. Everybody just loves this artwork. For 2 turn cycles, all creatures switch their own base attack dice rolls and modifier. What's your thoughts, Casey?
Ooh, yeah, when you build your deck around this, it's going to be bonkers. It's way more beneficial for you, I'm sure, than your opponent. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll lead to some seriously huge hits. I'm thinking. Just Metamoth is jumping to mind. Things with high modifiers that are going to wind up having a truckload of attack dice instead. So
Yeah.
I mean, a Metamoth just coming down and cracking you with 8 dice. That's pretty harsh.
No, that's fair. I like how you're bringing up the more like synergistic like build your deck way of using this card. I also think this card too just secretly in your deck. There's a lot of creatures like Green Dragon comes to my mind right now, where it's like
Yeah.
if you flip its modifier and dice around, it's like yes you're giving it 7 dice, but it's only gonna have one modifier, right? So it's like it's not going to hit you every turn, and most things, if you, especially in a world where you have big AL creatures, as Gen 3 is, I think there's probably a lot of creatures that can suffer a little bit with this card to like, maybe prevent yourself from taking some damage from your opponent too if played at the right time. So I think there's like
Yeah.
more uses for this card than just like what's the strongest creature I can flip around. I mean, obviously my brain goes to assassin. Let's just give assassin another extra dice, but just change the modifier, right? Like 5 dice for 4 modifier or 3 modifier. It's like ugh, yuck. I don't know. I don't want to think about that too much, but that's the only other card that kind of comes to my mind. But yeah, really fun card, really fun name, really awesome image. I think this card is probably definitely going to be one of the staples of Ward of just imagery and things. But move on. Chain Lightning, a rare card. Inflict 5 damage to your primary creature. Then deal all destroy all magic cards on the field. For each magic card destroyed, inflict 5 damage to your opponent's primary creature. Oof. Okay, KC, where are we at with that?
That's certainly a good way to sneak in some extra damage on your opponent's creature. Um, yeah, I mean, it's good old dragon fire with all upside for you. So
Yeah, I mean 5 damage like seems very minimal. I mean, there's probably very few circumstances where that's like means too much, right? Like 5 damage to get that effect. So it's like I kind of agree with you. I do think it's hard to say how strong this card will be, just because I find in Ward it's like you don't usually have to commit too many cards to like have a strong board, if you know what I mean. And so it's like I don't know how much value you can really get out of a card like this to make it actually like worthwhile. Because it's like Ignitus, like to just play Ignitus is just instant 15 damage. You don't have to worry about the board state at all, right? Where it's like this card, you'd need 3 cards at least on the field, and you're hitting yourself for 5. So I don't know. I don't think it. Maybe it's not as good as you'd think, but obviously just having another way to destroy cards is kind of nice. I mean, obviously that's the drawback, right? Or like the added benefit of this card.
yep.
All right, another demon, Chaos Demon. Another uncommon, or this is an uncommon AL4, speed 7, 60 HP. It's very interesting. We've gone through it. I feel like there hasn't been like any AL6 creatures yet. It feels like they're AL. You know what I mean? The ALs are kind of just like either bottom or top. Bigger, very small. None of the in between. But Wild Slash 2+1. During this turn, this card may add +3 attack dice for this battle. If the effect is used and it fails to kill the target creature, this creature receives half damage it dealt. Half the damage it dealt. Oof. All right.
Uh, I actually played with this one at the Gen 3 release as well.
Okay.
It was incredibly good. I hope I definitely see this cropping up in the AJ format for sure. Uh, this thing will be really strong in crack packs.
Right.
Just a creature that can have 5 attack dice that doesn't require any sacrifice to get to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Super strong, and obviously you just kind of activate that thing's ability when you know you're going to be doing the killing blow. So
Right.
yeah, five dice is a lot, and yeah, when I played it on Gen 3, the Gen 3 party, yeah, it worked out really effective for me, because that's exactly what I did. I made sure when I knew I was gonna get a hit, all those extra dice, and it was, yeah, usually a pretty big hit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what's that average? Like 15 damage with the modifier, or what? What are we looking at? So 4.
Well, 5 dice times 6, it's max 30 damage.
Right. But
So
then like average
yeah,
damage would be if you did like 5 times 3 is 15, 16. Yeah. I'm just thinking like a card with like backstab. Is this just kind of like a cheeky, like kind of like Corn Creeper in a sense? But yeah, obviously, it's not it's Corn Creeper, but you get to decide when you kind of like make that move. You know what I mean? Rather than it being like, oh, my first hit, and then
yep,
your opponent can, because that's like the flaw with Corn Creeper is obviously it's a well balanced card. So Ward Staff, good job with Corn Creeper. But it is one of those things where it's like a lot of things your opponent can really affect Corn Creeper, so it just doesn't get to do that. Get its effect. So it's like I kind of like how this is more like you're in control of when you get to do the effect, which I really like. So, yeah,
yep.
definitely excited to see how that card gets utilized. Chaos Demon. All right, moving on. We have the Close Encounters, a legendary card, an equipped. +4 to attack, +4 to speed, +4 to AL. Not bad with the stats. If this card is destroyed, return it to your deck after 3 turn cycles and shuffle. Okay. I'm pretty sure before this card was returned to your hand, the fact that it's returned to your deck, I I don't really like this card. What's your thought, Casey?
Um, I actually still like it. I mean, the +4 to your stats is a actually very meaningful buff, and all the cards that keep coming back are really good. You know, you think Junk Scarecrow,
Right.
Mysterious Door, you know, I mean anything that keeps recycling back to your hand or back to your deck, you know, whatever. Um, you know, just yeah, very meaningful. It's a resource that your opponent has a difficult time getting rid of. Like, I mean, they need to counter this thing to get rid
Right.
of it. So, um, yeah, it just I don't know. Yeah, I know going back into your deck is just a little weird, but
I mean, the thing that's not terrible about it is, regardless, it's a card that you just kind of just you spit it out on the field, right? It's like, okay, here's this card. If you do have an answer to deal with it besides a negate, I mean, obviously negate would feel bad, but like either way, you're still getting a negate out of your opponent. Or it's like, okay, once this hits the field, you try to destroy it, and you're just not. It's just getting shuffled back in your deck. For a game like Ward, where it's like 8 cards in your hand, is sometimes hard. Where you're like at 8 cards, you're like, I haven't really drawn into the thing that I need, and I don't want to play some of my cards. This card might take the place of one of those cards, just so that it's like, okay, I can just play this all the time, and I don't have to worry about my hand size. You know what I mean? I mean, that's another maybe aspect that I think this card might be strong in. Now that I think more about it, yeah, I kind of like. I guess I kind of like it too that it goes back to your deck. I think maybe that might actually make it a little stronger, in my opinion. But yeah, it's all right. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know if I want to give it the legendary tier. It's definitely on the lower end of the legendary for me. But yeah, still fun card. I like the mechanic, especially since, like you said, it's like Junk Scarecrow, Mysterious Door, kind of the only two that have had that kind of mechanic, and just adding another one is kind of cool. Cockroach. Bug lovers, here you go. Here's your beaver. Moving along.
yep,
Com- or what the heck?
Komodo,
Komodo. I can't. I
Komodo.
don't speak. I don't got it. My brain doesn't work good with that word. Komodo. Thank you, Casey. A dragon type. And it's, yeah, 2/2. Woo. A dragon type you can't pull out with. Or no, you can because it's dragon type. I was thinking dragon tamers. Like, can you even pull this card out? No. But yeah, you can. So moving on. Conqueror. Okay, so this is a rare. AL12, 110 HP. This is a big guy. 6 speed, 4+3. Vanilla creature. I think he's the first rare AL12 creature we have in Ward. Casey, what's your thoughts on the Conqueror?
Looking at his artwork, I feel like he should have done double damage to orcs.
Yeah, no, I agree. He definitely has it out
But
for the orcs.
yeah, he's just I get, you know, Dark Lord vibes from Gen 1 with this guy. They're extremely similar, I think, in their stats and their dice. So,
Hmm.
um yeah, and he's not really a guy that I've ever seen played, and I think largely because he doesn't have an ability. So,
Yeah,
but
and there aren't really
I don't know, you
like,
got
well, there isn't cards for AL12s yet that's really like, oh, no effect, get good stat buff or anything, right? So it's like, yeah.
yeah,
That
they need to make a card like natural selection for like AL12s that don't have any abilities, like I don't know, give them some sort of buff, like extra attack dice, extra modifier, I don't know, extra speed, something, some goofy card that gives AL12s with no abilities something.
hmm Yeah,
You know,
no.
because then goofy cards like this will find a home.
Yeah, they'll have a spot, but obviously crack pack wise, just not all the time in a crack pack you get
Yeah,
like a boss creature, and I think this will being at rare rarity, it's like this will be a card that will definitely probably be a lot of people's boss creatures in their decks when they crack packs. So that'll be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
100%.
He'll kind of be the crack pack boss creature, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, you will be.
But anyway, we'll move on from him. All right, Constructed Pylon, another epic card. It's a continuous field spell. Play this card to your side of the field. This card fills 3 empty infinite magic slots on your opponent's side of the field. On your turn, your opponent may roll 1 die if 4 through 6 destroy this card. Casey, how do you feel about this card?
I read this card and like I like its ability to just lock your opponent out from playing stuff, and but at the same time I almost feel like it's not good because it's just 50-50 chance of it gets destroyed. But then I think about all the times and all the days where like Irresistible Love and Metallic Bones has locked me out of a game for 4 to 8 turns, and I think the same here. I think if this card comes out like right away in a game,
Mm-hmm.
like first 1 or 2 turns, and just they don't roll out of it for 4 to 8 turns, you might be really screwing your opponent over by not being able to play stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. I In the current format of Ward, like I said, there's just a lot of really powerful cards that you only kind of need to like play one card to your side of the field and kind of gives you like a strong board. So I just feel like this card, unfortunately, like in a meta where you need to play multiple magics, this card might be decent, but I just think overall it's like I just don't think it has enough impact because it's like okay, you take up 3 slots for one of your slots, so your opponent can still play 2 infinite magics. Most strong competitive decks do that already, right? Like they don't really need more than 2, I would say. And they still have standard magic. They still can play lightning. It's like I don't know. It just doesn't really feel like an epic card to me. You know what I mean? This card doesn't
I
shout out like this is a good card to put in my deck. I should switch out. Mysterious Door for this card, or like, you know what I mean? It's just like, or
I know
Irresistible. It's like I wouldn't take away Irresistible Love for this card. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I know exactly where this card is going to be incredibly strong, and that's in the boss format.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you
Oh,
gotta
okay.
when you gotta play a boss battle, this thing will be incredibly strong because the bot. I mean, if you play one of those big games with 4, 5, 6 of your friends, and
Right.
one or 2 players gets these things out on the boss. I mean, if 2 players get this out on a boss, he can't have any cards hit the field.
Mm-hmm. No,
Like half
exactly.
of a boss's deck is like infinite magic cards, and if he's locked out of slots when he's
Right.
taking that extra card on like in between everybody's turn,
Mm-hmm.
it's you're gonna be dumping the majority of the cards in his own cemetery.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a good take. Obviously, yeah, I think more about the competitive, but no, you're right. And I'm kind of curious too. If you get 2 of these, um, on the field at the same time, I'm assuming that would just lock them out of all infinites. Then, right? You would
Yeah.
think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe it has a place in that regard. I mean, that would be an interesting, for a control deck player. People, again, another card, kind of like how we were just talking about a couple cards ago. How I was bringing up that it's like, oh, that close encounter card. It's like this is another card you just kind of slap down, and if your opponent like doesn't deal with it, it could, like you said, cause a lot of problems. Especially like they don't want to blow this card up because it has its own destruction. Then maybe if you do put 3 copies of this card, you can get a second copy out, and then it's like now you are just fully locked out of any infinite magic cards, which is kind of it's interesting. I don't know. I don't think it's on the level of like Irresistible Love. You know what I mean? And like I think I'd rather just put Irresistible, but yeah, it's
Sure.
decent. Another epic Contaminate. Equipped. All right, equip this card to your primary creature. Once per turn cycle, the equipped creature receives 5 damage. When the equipped creature is killed by an attack damage, equip this card to the creature that killed it. Ooh, okay. Casey, what are your thoughts? This is an interesting one.
Yeah. This is gonna be a fun little card that is gonna be bouncing back and forth between you and your opponent, just kind of eating your guys up. So It'll take a little bit of thinking to, time your stuff right, try to
Hmm.
get it onto your opponent's creature more often, of course. So yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, this card will be like, you know, it'll be fun. Uh, trying to work something out, especially if you have multiple copies going. Uh, you get two or three, you get two or all three of these things on the field. Yeah, that's a serious clock on some of your creatures for sure.
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts with this card. I mean, just in general, I find it like burn against burn decks. Like you put this on your primary creature, and they like to kill your creatures quick. So like let's just say you have little creatures, assassins or whatever. You put this on the assassin if you know that they have like let's say your opponent's running like a burn deck, then it's just like okay, you kill, you burn my creature, it dies, but now this gets equipped because it just says killed. It doesn't say killed by battle or anything. Or no, wait, I
Just
take it
killed by
back.
attack
It does
damage.
nope, it does. It says when this equipped creature is killed by attack damage. Okay, so never mind. That whole idea. Scrap it. Everybody scrap that idea. But that would be cool if it was kind of a counter to burn decks. What was the other idea? Oh, I think this card. I'm thinking Steam. You equip this to Steam, and then it doesn't affect your Steam creature. But then as soon as your Steam creature dies, it would jump on. At least the way I think of how it would work, it would jump onto the opponent's creature. Then after the Steam creature dies, potentially.
Yeah, maybe. Or can you even put it
Oh
on
no
your
no
own
no! With the
Steam?
new, you're right. With the new rulings, you can't. I don't think you can equip things to Steam. Ah, all right. You know what? This card is starting to make me more and more upset the more I think about it. You know what? We'll brainstorm. We'll come back to this. We'll let everybody in the comments. They'll say when they have hindsight and they've already seen this card be used. They'll tell us how dumb we are trying to figure out how to use this card. All right, moving on. Crow. 1 AL, 10 HP, 11 speed. Uh, Small creature. See, this is the kind of creature you put a contaminate on it because then when it dies, it goes, no. You
Yeah.
may summon this creature normally, or limited summon it if the primary creature has crow in its name. Okay, so this is the limited summon. It is only at an or at a common rarity, which is kind of cool. If the primary creature leaves the field or changes control, return this card to your hand. This is Mighty
Yeah.
Birds.
Great. Really, this card is in the set for a card that will be coming up to the Deer Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of,
Okay. Yeah.
kind of falls into his deck naturally. That's where the home for this thing is.
Hey
So,
man, any limited summons are welcome here. I embrace all limited summons. Um,
right?
and
I love them.
it even has its own summon requirement. So you know what? We like those guys too. All right, moving on though. Cybernetic upgrade, a flash equip card again. Here, our third flash equipped. Looks pretty strong too. It's a legendary during your opponent's battle, so only on your opponent's battle. Play this card. Send this card to the cemetery at the end of that battle. Plus 30 attack. Holy moly, that's like the biggest buff we've had on the card. Plus 10 to hit. Plus 12 AL. KC. Cybernetic upgrade.
Yeah. This thing's a powerhouse for sure. Like no matter what. But I'm kind of curious as to the timing on this card. Like,
Mm-hmm.
since it says just during your opponent's battle, I'm kind of wondering, can you roll your attack dice and see what you're dealing for damage before you choose to play this card?
Hmm. Yeah,
Because I
it
mean,
doesn't it
then I could
doesn't
see like,
doesn't give a
you know,
specified window, and I'm assuming yeah.
yeah, like it'd be kind of cool if you could wait to see if you're gonna roll a critical hit
That
and then drop this on it.
or if you know that you're gonna kill them, with 30 extra damage.
Yeah, yep,
The hard thing is though, if you do it like that, um, you lose out on the AL. Like let's say they're just faster. You got to kind of decide. It's like, do I want to also get the AL buff before? You know what I mean? Like kind of thing. So.
yeah. Talking about like that, I mean, I'm kind of under the assumption that when your opponent goes to their combat phase, that's the time that you would have to choose to play this. I don't, maybe you can't wait to see if they hit,
Yeah.
or because it's giving you an AL buff. So I think that's just suggestive that when they go to the combat phase, you have to choose if you're going to play that card as soon as they do,
Yeah,
before they actually try to roll their hit.
this is where we make Billy Hughes smile, and we'll say you'll definitely have to check the card, extended card description. Everyone's favorite thing to do. So yeah, I'm sure
Yep.
this card will have a ton of extended card text that will hopefully help people understand when to play the card, right? But it would be kind of nice if it did clarify, because like you said, it doesn't really clarify it too well. I mean,
Yeah,
opponent's battle, obviously, but yeah,
yeah, this card's doing everything that you want in combat, though. Maxing your
right.
AL, plus 10 to hits, guaranteed that you're hitting, and then plus 30, you're getting a huge tack onto your damage. So, yeah, it's doing everything you want in combat. So
Yeah,
its numbers are big.
that's
So,
fair. Everything minus like negating, right? It does not a negate, which I think makes it a little hard to decide how good it is, because it's like if my creature just one shots me, this doesn't matter, right? Because it's like, okay, I just think like backstab scenarios. It's like this card just gets countered by backstab, where it's like if it just one shots my creature, I don't get value. Where it's like just a standard negate attack might be better in that regard. But yeah, I do think in a crack pack, this card will catch so many people off guard. Like if you play this,
yes.
you're like, come on, man, like
Yeah.
Jesus, nah, for sure. And the fact that it falls off after battle too, it doesn't stay. Also, is like, but obviously, if it did, it just stayed equipped, that this card would be pretty nuts. All right, moving on. Dark Angel, an epic creature, AL 7, speed 7, 70 HP. Kind of all the angels have this 777. It is a cosmic creature. While this card is on the field, your opponent's creature's AL and speed are reduced to 1 and cannot be increased. Yeah, this is like a mix of like a couple cards that already exist, but what's your thought,
Mhm.
Casey?
I actually like this card a lot. The thing that it reminds me most of is the promo card, Zange the Hunter, and I've used that guy quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he even recently got buffed too, to where, he reduces your opponent's creature's armor to 0. So I mean, you're
Ooh,
guaranteed you're always going to be hitting them. So
right.
same thing here, dropping their AL to 1, and then also dropping their speed to 1 is absolutely fantastic because sure, he only has a +2 mod, but when they got 1 armor, I mean, you're guaranteed gonna hit them,
Mm-hmm.
and you're guaranteed you're going first because you put their speed to 1 as well. So,
Right.
and yeah, just mid stats across the board. I mean, AL speed 7s and HP 70, like, yeah, I like this guy. I mean, he's definitely gonna fit somewhere for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely the strongest angel, I mean, so far in the game that I can imagine. Like, I know we have like a elite angel. I'm trying to think if there's any other angels in the game, but
Just just normal Angel getting
yeah,
a dead creature
yeah,
still, I think this is better.
yeah. Just how much it does. I mean, obviously, angel itself is kind of nice with pulling stuff out of the cemetery, but like you said, I think this creature plus all in one just makes him the strongest creature on the field, and he gets just to basically hit every time. It's like built-in curse. Instead of having to play
Yeah,
curse the card, it's built in curse and ball and chain. So it's like, yeah, I think definitely if you get this in a crack pack too, you're like, why wouldn't you? Then any of those big
yeah.
AL creatures you just kind of can deal with. So yeah, no, I actually, yeah, he's secretly pretty good. All right, Dark Moon, common card. For one turn cycle, your opponent's creatures can only roll 1 hit dice. Smoke screen basically is kind of what the
Yep.
card is. All right,
Super similar, yep.
like the artwork, very unique artwork though, kind of cool. Dart Frog. This is a rare beast. Tongue slap, everyone's favorite crappy hit. If this card is killed by a creature that is not holding a weapon, equip this creature as an infinite equip magic. The equipped creature receives 5 damage at the end of your turn.
Reminds me of the Contaminate card that we just talked about. Pretty close.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think this. It's like they want to like build a frenzy deck. I feel like you just put frenzy on the field, you slap this guy down, you put contaminate on him, and then this and contaminate just connect to your opponent, right? Like, am I not? Am I
Yeah,
wrong? Like, Is this just meant to be like the friend? Like they really want to make Frenzy just like a good card. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a crafty little poison deck going on.
Yeah, yeah, and then you start getting bleed creatures. So on top of all this, you're just like stacking the damage. See, we all thought that they should have stacking mechanics on like bleed, burn, all that, but they're like, nah, we'll just make individual cards that you can just keep stacking all the cards on to slowly kill off all your creatures. Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I will say that for 30 HP, it's not bad. Pretty good sack creature, and just with its effect is pretty decent. Ooh, all right. Death Omen, another epic field. The primary creature with the lowest HP receives 5 damage at the beginning of each player's turn. Thoughts, Casey?
This reminds me of Bramblefield that we talked about, but perhaps a little stronger.
Hmm.
Um, if you can, I feel like you might be able to control this mechanic, a little better than Bramble. And, since Bramblefield's just a little random. I mean, if they have a flying creature, they're not going to be affected by it. But this, I feel like you can kind of control a little bit. Like, I feel it's going to fit into the deck where people are using like Blood of the Bat and Healing Tree and keeping their health high. So your opponent's always going to have the lower hit point value. This just kind
Yeah.
of I feel like naturally fits into a deck where you're playing creatures that have 100 hit points.
Right.
So you're just starting out higher, so your opponent's going to have lower HP off the get go. So
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously, a deck that comes to my mind, Steam. The Steam creatures are unaffected by this, but then anytime they get your opponent lower, they're just affected by this card. But it's just a lot of commitment, you know. And I don't know. Like you were bringing up, like you have to have other cards that kind of like supplement this card, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. The fact that it's each turn, I will say that's not something that's kind of the first burn that's existed, but I just think you definitely have to build, like you said, really build a deck around this card, and like it takes a lot of commitment. You know what I mean?
yeah, it
But
does. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could lead to some cool, well built deck that'll really take use of its functionality.
yeah, what I think the strongest thing about this card is that it's a field spell. It's not an equipped, which a lot of other burn cards are like equipped. Like I think like terrifying roar or not terrifying roar. What's the one I'm thinking? Absolute terror and
Yeah.
life sap. Cards like that where it's like yeah, those cards. I think that you're right. This is maybe a better version just because it's a field spell. So we'll have to see. Deer Crow, you brought him up. Here he is, a legendary AL 12, 120 HP and 6 speed. Antler slice, pretty fat. He has got a summon requirement too. If summoned by sacrificing Scarecrow or Big Buck, send one of them back to your deck. Shuffle. This card receives times 2 effects for common and uncommon magic cards for hit, attack dice rolls, and speed. Wow. All right. Casey.
Yeah, this guy reminds me of the Subject 4212 from Gen 2 by sacking, Pumpkin Man to get him out.
Mm-hmm.
I see the similar thing here, sacking your Scarecrow and Big Buck for, saving one of them, getting shuffled back in your deck. So that's cool. And
Right.
I haven't really brainstormed at all of the common uncommon cards that affect this guy, but I bet you there'll be something that's totally nuts with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously the card that comes to my mind is Battle Axe, where you just kind of get like +2 to all your stat, but then you get like +4. Obviously, Elven Scout, I'm pretty sure was one even the devs themselves talked about with this guy, where it just gives you +12 instead of 6. So it's like, yeah, it's one of those cards where it's like, yeah, he can turn into like the biggest stat stick, but it's like again, it does take a lot of commitment, and you're also just putting a lot of cards where it's like, who else in the deck do those cards really help, besides just him? So it's like you're definitely making your play kind of just solely around him. But as you were saying, he is Crow, so you could get the crows, limited summon crows in there too. We really
Yep.
haven't seen a good like field creature limited summon card yet in this set, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But I love the artwork though. Love the creativity of a creature. Not really something you see in everything. He's kind of his own unique thing, which is really cool.
Right. This guy is kind of like cosmic demon with abilities, which is
Yeah,
kind of cool.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one downside I think 6 speed. I mean, obviously you can adjust his speed, but just speed 12, obviously, like you said, definitely things are a little faster. But we'll move on. Demon Blood is an uncommon. +3 to attack. It's an equip card. The equipped creature is changed to a demon type. I like the artwork. It's just such a unique art, right? Like this is
Yeah.
when you think Demon Blood, the imagery doesn't really like you know I guess make me think so much about that, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like it's like I just picture this weird demon world where their blood just like kind of like flows throughout the world, which is kind of interesting. Um, what's your thoughts on the card though?
Yeah, I don't know. There's not too much to add to it. I believe there's a card later on in the set here we'll be reviewing that I believe changes creatures to demon type.
Yeah, no, that is
Is
that is what this. It says the equipped creature is changed to demon type, so that is demon blood.
there's a card we'll be getting to, I believe, that adds stats to demon
To
types.
demon type, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So,
So
but I mean,
and
just
I don't this has a weird little combo with the promo card Hellwalker as well, a little bit.
mhm. I just think this is just maybe the beginning of like more cards like this where they if Ward kind of keeps down this trend, it's like they make this for what like every type in the game, and that would just be kind of cool if you could like decide how you want to affect your opponent. Like it's like, oh yeah, they think they're protected from things, and it's like now they're this type, and maybe I can play around. I kind of really like cards like these. I mean, it's very similar to like the like double damage, like exorcism or bug spray, where it's like, you know what I mean? It's just like the niche things, and like bringing up exorcism. This card might be really busted with that card because it's like you're turning him into a demon, and that does 2 times damage to all demon type, right? If I'm not
Yep.
mistaken, so. I think this card might actually see a lot of play. This card, it's hard to say. I love the mechanic, but I think the mechanic might become a little problematic if depending how it works out. But yeah, no, for sure, definitely interested to see how this card functions. Then we have Doppelganger, an epic card. It's an equipped +2 to attack dice, +2 to hit dice.
Yeah, this card is just nearly identical to Light from Gen 1.
Yeah, that's fair. Just not the extra +3. Yeah, you're basically just getting another attack dice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fair.
in certain cases, it would be better. I don't know, just with, I suppose, with things that multiply damage by having more die, something like Orc, just
Mm,
the uncommon Orc,
right.
or Corn Creeper.
Mm,
Yeah, just by having more dice, this will be a little bit better in certain scenarios, but yeah, nearly identical to Sword of Light. So
yeah. I unfortunately I think it's good to have this in each set, but I think this card like it doesn't have anything too crazy, and that like I think other cards are just do its job but better in the current meta. But yeah, it's not a bad card. I mean, still pretty strong. Definitely
super
anything.
strong in Crack Pack.
Yeah, anything that gives you hit dice, I think is just can be pretty insane. So, Eagle Knight. Let's see. Common card during battle. Flash. Play this card from your hand. Negate any damage for a creature for the remainder of this turn.
Yeah, I think this is like the first damage negator, I guess, that's like negate any damage. I mean, just any and all
Mm,
damage.
yeah.
So, I mean, I guess in um, maybe you could save yourself from apocalypse when that goes off with this thing.
During battle, play this card.
Or wait, that's during battle. Okay,
Yeah, I
never
don't think
mind.
you can. I don't think you can protect yourself from that. But you could potentially like bleed damage or burn if they try. They can't burn you after you play this card. Like let's say they do their combat, they like want to try to kill your creature with burn. They can't. I mean, they could obviously before. So I don't know.
So this is an anti-ancient scorpion card, right in its own generation a little bit.
Yeah, anti-bleed, right? Anything with bleed, I think you could play this card to prevent the bleed and the damage, which is kind of nice. Yeah, no, it's all right. I think there was a version of this card that was a little stronger for sure, but I mean, I still for a common card, I think this is like a perfect like another flash card too. This is the second flash common card that we have, so it's like or no, because we have Minotaur Bodyguard, so
Yep.
I think that was the other. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there any other ones that exist? But at a common, I don't think so. But yeah, it's not bad. I really like the artwork too. Is it? He's wearing like this little
Yeah.
like blue trench coat thing. I want to know more about this eagle guy here. He's definitely
Right.
he's an interesting guy. Earth Electoid, another elemental, and this is a rare. This card inflicts 2 times attack damage to creatures in or near fire, and receives 2 times attack damage for creatures in or near water. This reminds me too much of Pokemon, where it's like things have weaknesses and strengths. But yeah, all right. What's your thought, Casey?
I never played Pokemon, so I don't know, but I like this effect. It's just it's thematic to the elements.
Mm-hmm.
You
All
know,
right. I just
doing
think.
double damage to creatures by fire is kind of you know because stone is sort of immune to fire, but you
Mm-hmm.
know use double damage from water stuff. You know, water can like erode stone over time, so yeah, thematically it just makes a lot of sense. Like I kind of like it. I think it's cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's like a double-edged sword. I do think it's just one of those cards though that's gonna be like, all right, is there big strong fire creatures in the meta? All right, this is the card I play now, right? Just to kind of counter that. And but other than that, it's like I don't know if it really will see much play. You know what I mean? Other than that, but we'll have to see what other fire creatures or even just in Gen 3 that it kind of counters. At this moment, I feel like we really haven't like seen many creatures that are fire. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
all right, enchantment. This is an uncommon flash. If you miss with a hit roll, play this card from your hand, inflict 10 damage to the missed creature. Hmm.
Kill target Scarlet.
Yes, kill Scarlet. There we go. We need more kill Scarlet, kill assassins. We need it.
Mhm.
Don't
Yep.
you can't miss them. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, 10 damage can make the difference, and I think it's one of those cheeky things too, where it's like securing a kill, right? It's like you were kind of bringing back on a different card where it's like, oh yeah, I just want to make sure I get the kill this turn. Like maybe I know what's in their hand. I mean, you like to play that seer deck, and it's like this card would be decent in a deck that's like seer, where it's like you know what your opponent has, and it's like okay, I need to make sure I kill their creature this turn, and then it's like you just always guarantee it with the 10. So yeah, it's kind of
Yep.
cool. Enchanted Orc, another uncommon. He's a steam creature. He has plus 10 AL, 70 HP, 1 speed, but he is someone who can be affected by the Orc army, so you could buff up his speed a little bit. And then he's got pretty good stats, 4 plus 1, so just for 1 sack. Not too bad. What's your thought?
Yeah. Yeah. He reminds me of the headless knight. In the like
Mm,
kind of like the AJ format.
right.
You know, but yeah, he's just slow. So headless knight is fast. This guy's slow. But yeah, I mean, if you can, you know, there's certain cards you can play to kind of guarantee that he's going to be hitting, and you know, yeah, 4 dice is
Right.
major stuff, especially in the AJ format. That's for sure.
No, that's fair. And I also just think like demonic turtle. This is the bane of demonic turtle's existence. Demonic turtle's like, I need them to be lower speed than me and or a higher speed than me, and this guy's speed one. He gets around
Mm.
normal giant turtle and demonic turtle. So I think it's kind of funny. He's just got this
Yep.
weird little niche because you don't find many things at 1 speed. So it's like kind of interesting.
Nope.
Ooh, okay. Enlightened Soul. This is a legendary cosmic creature. Beautiful artwork, by the way. I definitely think
Yeah.
someone will want to play mat of this card for sure. Um, AL1, 20 HP, speed 1. While this card is in your cemetery, reduce the cemetery by 40 HP. Thoughts, Casey?
Yeah. This like you said, the art. I love it. Reminds me a lot of Holy Light, which is my favorite card, just a kind of
Mm,
a different color format. So I love it. Um,
right.
yeah, this card's ability, yeah, just wholly fantastic for playing your other stuff. I mean, low hit points that are going to be going into your cemetery. This thing is made to be, sacrificial bait to get out something big, and
Mm-hmm.
then that ability to negate hit points out of your go negative hit points out of your
Right.
cemetery. With this being your I mean, yeah, just absolutely made for playing your bigger creatures, and yeah, it's going to be a big hit. Like this thing will be in a lot of decks. It'll be a lot of fun. I think it's a really good card.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, definitely. I think will become a staple in most sack decks, and it's just like this plus like a Metamoth is just a 0 AL12, right? Just kind of crazy when you think about how powerful a creature like this could be. And it's like,
Yeah, this and Giant Rat.
yeah, and they just don't have you right now, unless there's a card in Gen 3 that we haven't seen yet. But it's like this card basically just has no counter, right? It's like once it's in the cemetery, you're just getting this buff, and they can't really stop it. So it's like definitely really strong in that regard too. All right, Evolved Ape. This is an epic 7 AL, 100 HP, 5 speed, 4+3. Eh, it's kind of whatever.
As
Vanilla.
yeah, there's not much to say about these creatures. They're vanilla creatures with different stats. So
Yeah, like you
not,
said,
not much you can say to it.
unless they get an ape card, I don't really see much play for this guy. Exhaustion. Equipped. Re, reduce the target's creature's hit and attack modifier to 0 for 1 turn cycle. This is standard magic, so this is a card you can play even if you have all your if they're hitting you with the double pylon strat, you can still play exhaustion on them. You know what I mean? What's your thought, Casey?
Uh, yeah, I mean, just a common card with a little meaningful effect to it.
Yeah, it
You
kind of
know,
reminds me of sticky goo, but not
yeah,
with but doesn't negate the damage.
yeah, I don't know, it might it's just gonna make your opponent maybe miss for a turn. That's all. So
Yeah,
yeah,
just a protection card at AJ format or something.
yeah.
Evil or sorry, Eye for an Eye is next. A rare. All players may exchange 1 card from their hand with 1 card in their cemetery. A creature for a creature, magic for a magic. What's your thoughts, Casey?
I just I'm so on the fence with this card. I have seen cards like this in Magic over all the years that I've played Magic, and cards that give your opponents something traditionally have never worked out well. You kind of gotta work around them a little bit to try to time it right, so it's just beneficial for you and not for them. So in how Ward works, I feel like that's going to be incredibly difficult because I feel like the longer the game goes on in Ward,
Mm-hmm.
your opponent will get a good option from this card, and you're also probably not going to want to be playing this card until it's later in the game when you have like the greatest option of getting something. So yeah, just how the timing works out and how Ward functions,
Right.
it's just going to be incredibly hard to play this card and get advantage from it and not your opponent at the same time. I mean, that's what's making this card, you could say balanced. So, is it going to be in competitive decks? I don't see it.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I think just for Gen 3 only. I mean, we've kind of looked at the cards like this is the only reoccursion card, so it's like I think it might see play just because of that fact. That's like, again, it's just like I understand, like you said, you're giving your opponent that chance to play it too, but it's like, hey, if you want another copy of a card that you really need, it's like you might need this card in your deck. So, but yeah, I can understand what you're saying. It feels like you're giving up a lot. Again, card advantage to get something, but your opponent will also just kind of know what you're getting. Because I'm assuming the way this card works is like you pick the card first, and then your opponent picks their card, so they always kind of get to know like what you're doing. Um, yeah, I don't know. Probably the most disturbing imagery of a card too that has been made in War because oh my goodness, yeah, this card. When you play this card, your opponent's gonna be like, "What the heck is that?" But yeah, we'll have to see how this card kind of goes, like you said in the meta.
Someone's getting a playmat of that for sure, 100%.
Oh yeah, somebody will. I'm sure there is somebody. Anyway, Phasered, another cosmic. We're getting a lot of cosmics, a lot of elementals, so that's good because I think we did that poll and I think there's a lot of humanoids
Yep.
and a lot of beasts, but we need more variety. So I'm glad more cosmics. But Phasered, AL 12, 10 speed, 100 HP, pretty solid stats. While this card is on the field, standard magic can't be played. Oof. Okay.
I yeah, I've seen similar cards in Magic to this thing, but that lock out a card type from being played. And yeah, I'm a fan of those cards. I mean, they're just yeah, they're called prison cards. So yeah, locking a card out from being played. I mean, we already know because you look at Time Weaver, not players not being able to play Lightning cards. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's incredibly strong. You can do some good stuff with that. So I can see this guy going the same way, honestly. So I mean, there's a lot of standard Magic cards that we play that you could, I mean, no more backstab. You
Right.
know, it's amongst a lot of other things. What Holy Light, Visitor from Beyond. I mean, that's all standard Magic stuff. You're just going to lock your opponent off of with this guy. I mean, yeah, I could see him cropping up in some sort of prison deck, uh, very very easily.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with you. Definitely see how people utilize this card. I think it's a very strong effect. Um, it's hard to say. Like you brought up Time Weaver. It's like Time Weaver a little less commitment. Only need one sack, and she also stops your opponent from really combating you with negates, which I think is interesting. Where it's like this doesn't really, so it's like I don't know. We'll have to see how strong this guy ends up being, but it's definitely interesting. And I'm glad, like you said, they do have cards. I mean, I'm assuming at some point they'll do like a field spell version of this card, and then an equipped version of this card. So it's like it'll be kind of cool to have just like
I
different.
mean, imagine having this guy out and having Time Melt out there. Players can't
Ooh.
play standard Magic or Lightning Magic. I mean,
Okay.
it's going to be a serious prison deck with this guy. I guarantee it.
Kind of a foggy night creature built into itself. Yeah, that's interesting. If you do with the timeout, yeah, that'll be that'll be a play for sure. But we'll move on from Phasered to we have Final Form, a legendary card. Equip this card equipped to a creature below half its base HP. The creature loses its effect. Replace its base attack dice rolls and modifier with 6+6. Mm,
Yeah, that's. I feel like that. Yeah, this thing will be actually pretty good. I mean, just when you expect. I mean, I feel like insane in a crack pack when your creature's going down and then you turn it into this
mm,
monstrosity. Like, oh my gosh!
yeah.
But even otherwise, I mean, I feel like there'll be some sort of competitive deck where this shows up. In I don't know, yeah, it'll just show up where creatures with those mid hit points that kind of get half health in one shot fairly easily. Things around with like 40 or 50 HP kind of take like one big shot and they're under half their health, and then you can just slam this on it, make it big. I mean, I like this card. It's good. It's certainly going to find a home for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like a card that's like a fun meme version of this card is just giant turtle. You get to like half HP and then you just slap this thing back on it. It loses its effect, but then it just turns into like a big beat stick or something. But I don't
Yeah,
know. It's hard to say because it's a kind of a big commitment, and then it's like what creature like where is there a creature where like you're not getting enough value out of its hitting so that it's like you need the +6+6, but then you lose the effect, which the lose the effect part I think just kind of I don't know. It's like what effect would you not want to have on your creature? Like there are a couple, but Yeah, I guess that's maybe a thing is just like negative effect things on a creature. I mean, we haven't really seen much of those in our generations, you know what I mean? But like maybe there's ones in this generation where it's like they're negatively affected, and then it's like you want to get rid of their effect and give it crazy stats. I think maybe that would be a good spot for it. But anyway, we'll move on. Fire Electoid. So we had Earth or Rock Electoid or whatever that other one was, and this is Fire Electoid. This is a common, another elemental. He's got fire, so maybe the rock elemental smashes this guy. While this card's on the field, magic card Forest Fire cannot be destroyed by its own effect.
Yeah, boy, in the AJ format, if you could somehow keep this guy alive, uh, and you've got all your forest fires out there, oh, holy cow, you
Yeah,
might be taking their stuff out fairly fast.
that's fair. 20 HP just feels like nothing though. It's like I don't know.
Right, yeah,
It's
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 very,
it's it's
yeah, you're
hard to
gonna
say.
have to play Minotaur bodyguards and future warriors and eagle knights and just,
Yeah,
all the
that's fair.
damage negation in the world to keep the forest fires burning.
Yeah, yeah. It would be a fun deck, like you said. Just try to keep fire electoids alive. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely. Yeah, it'll be fun in AJ. It'll be a fun, especially as Ward continues. If they come up with other like things that can help with this guy, like I don't know. I think that'd be kind of a fun. Just like you don't fight your opponent. You just burn them to death. You know what I mean? All right, Fish Boy. Yeah, that's about all we can say about Fish Boy. Move on.
Yep, moving on.
Flame Sentinel equip card. When this or ooh, this is a flash equip card. Another flash equipped. We're on to what now? 4 flash equips in Ward with this card. When your opponent finishes their attack, play this card, negate the attack, so it's a negate, and equip this to the attacking creature. The equipped creature receives plus 10 or 10 damage once per turn for 2 turn cycles. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like this a lot. Just, yeah, negating attack and then they burn for 2 turns. I mean,
Hmm.
that's all good news for you when you play it. I mean,
Yeah, the fact that it equips.
again, kills assassins, kills
Hmm.
scarlets, so yeah.
It's kind of got like the like Forest Sentinel vibe to it, but I think the weird or not the weird, but like one of the things is it equips itself, so it's like it can also just be destroyed though. That's the thing is like people
Yeah.
can kind of like use destruction to get rid of this card too. So it's like this is actually a cool card where it's like that. The chain lightning with this card is interesting because like you could potentially get a bunch of burn damage out by equipping this and then blowing it up too with that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty strong, but it's hard to say how like good it will be with just the equipping and the burning and stuff. But I like it a lot. I like it for like a negating effect. Definitely a different version that we haven't had in Ward before. Fog is a rare creature, another elemental. Dude, we are on a roll with these elementals. There are gonna be so many. You're gonna have to update that elemental stat on on your little chart that you did, Casey.
Oh yeah.
AL2, speed 9, 50 HP. Pretty good stats. This card does not perform a hit dice roll when in battle. It moves directly to its attack dice. Oof, that's brutal. It can't miss. This card is not affected by opponent's magic cards. Oh boy. Okay,
Yeah.
KC, thoughts?
Uh, this thing is, I don't know, really really good to me. I mean, yeah, that is super unique. The thing that just screams out to me is like this is like the best creature in Ward to put dragon power on.
Hmm.
Because you have to do damage, and well, you just automatically hit because you skip your hit roll, you just go right to your damage rolling. So you're
Hmm.
gonna do damage with so you're gonna have a 12 armored guy rolling, 2 dice plus 7, or is it, yeah. Or is it 10? 10 damage? I think it's 10 damage.
Yeah,
So
it's 10
two
damage.
dice plus, yeah, 2 dice plus 12 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just guaranteed. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there'll be other things where just guaranteed. You're hitting crack pet, like what was it, the doppelganger card we were looking at, where you get 2 extra attack dice. That'll be great for this guy.
Right.
Um, yeah, and then the cherry on top, your opponent can't affect it with anything. Is I don't know. This guy has so much going for him and can combo and work with so many different cards. I feel like, yeah, he's a really good creature for sure. I like it a lot.
I just think he's gonna maybe become a problematic creature because again, people hate Steam, and just this card cannot be affected by opponent's magic. Like, you can't negate his attack. Like you were just saying, like Dragon Power. Like yes, like the thing you could do is play Ghost Form or something on your creature to prevent him, but that's it. You can't interact with this guy in any way. It's like again, I'm assuming with the way they do like Steam, it's like you could maybe on summon negate his effect, right? So it's like you could mind sap him on summon, but
Yep.
other than that, yeah, I think once he hits the field, you basically gotta beat him down because there's nothing you can do against him. You can't, and then the fact that your opponent, if they play him, they can put cards. He's like best of both worlds. You're getting like the Steam effect that you want your opponent to not be able to deal with him, and then you're also getting to like put your own magic cards on him. So it's like, is he just the best Steam creature?
Yeah, he is the best not Steam creature.
Yeah, I mean he kind of is. He's fog, so maybe he's kind of a
Right?
Steam creature, but yeah, I don't know. This guy might become pretty strong. I don't know. We'll have to see. I just think this bottom text on him is very interesting. I know.
Actually, I mean, maybe he's not good in Steam, because people play Apocalypse and Lightning Strike in your own Steam deck, and those will kill your own fog. So,
Yeah, I agree, but I just think the fact that you can buff him with things like other Steam you can't, I think, and your opponent just has no way to stop him really. Like he just can't be stopped. And yeah,
might not be too different than slapping heroism on some other big creature.
yeah, I don't know.
You
I
know,
just and you can have three of them in your deck, and it's only 150 HP for three. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, but I think this guy could become kind of problematic. Maybe not in
we'll
Gen
see.
3. Maybe not in Gen 3 only. I don't know if there's enough in Gen 3 to help, but I think with cards around in the other gens, that guy is something. Another elemental. We're moving on. Forest Guardian. 7 AL, 100 HP, 3 speed, rare, 6 plus 0. Pretty good stats for AL7, I'll say. And he another elemental, like I said, is we're kind of gotten. Besides orcs, we've only gotten one orc, or have we even gotten? Oh yeah, we got an enhanced orc. Other than that, it's like where's the orcs? We're kind of just getting elementals. But all right, we're gonna move on because yeah, not too much more to say about him. Friend like you, not an orc. This is a beast type. 1 AL, 60 HP, 12 speed. Wow, this guy speeds off with assassins. He is a legendary. False Sneeze. If the creature is, or if this card is killed by an attack damage, you may summon one creature from your hand or deck as a primary at no sacrifice cost and shuffle. Whew. Um.
Obviously, that's fitting into the creator deck, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I mean that's going to be really interesting just to yeah, being able to cheat out a creator like easily, I suppose you could say. Um, but yeah, I mean all kinds of wrenches can be thrown in this plan, pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean he has to die in combat, so I mean whatever. We know there's a million ways your opponent can change that from happening. Kill it with direct damage, bounce it back to your hand with stuff. I mean, there's just so many, Mind Sap it so it doesn't have an ability, Iron Range for no bit. I mean, there's
Right.
so many ways to just throw a wrench in this plan, but even if it does just go off smoothly for you, you could say, like, you're only, I guess you could do it twice. I mean, because if this dies, you get a creator out, and if they somehow deal with your creator, you get to try it again. And then, I mean, if you have two friend like you in your cemetery and your creator dies, you're dead. I mean, or close to it, or you couldn't do it again with another one. So yeah, I don't know. It's just it'll be interesting to see what kind of decks people try to throw together with the creator of this thing.
Yeah, I think it's weak because it just the 60 HP is just so much HP. Like, yeah, it's a wall, but I don't know. I think this should have had less HP to make it decent, like you said. Like, if this thing has 20 HP, is this not way better?
Oh yeah.
Because, like you're saying,
So,
now you can get out one of these creator that's 170, another one, the creator would put you, well, two creators would kill you no matter what, right? But still, I don't
yep.
know. I just think, yeah, I don't know. I think the 60 HP is a little sad
See,
to see on this card, and at the same time,
it,
I think they're making another frenzy card. Again, there's so many cards in here that I feel like they're just like play frenzy. Have your opponent kill you with attacks. Anyway.
well, if they made the hit point lower on this, it would be too good. 'Cause, I mean, if it had 20 or 30, it would die so fast, and I feel like the first or second combat in it, that's just so easy to get a creator out, you know, vent,
Yeah.
which is that's just too good to be able to get the biggest creature in all of Ward out on like your first or second combat
Right.
is just that's just way too strong. So they built this guy right. I want to say, they gave him those hit points, so it's going to take a while for him to die, and he has the absolute minimum of attacking. I mean, one dice with no mod. Like, this thing's not going to be hitting anything. It's not going to be doing any damage. It's just there soaking up damage as a sponge until he can die and get you the biggest, baddest creature in Ward onto the table.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's like you're just attack. He's like one of those weird creatures too, where it's like it has terrible stats, but you're just gonna attack at your opponent, so they have to rebuttal you every turn, so that you're like they will kill you
Yep.
from combat.
Yep.
Yeah, he's an interesting card. Well, we'll see how the play goes for it. Obviously, in Gen 3 only, it's kind of a card. But yeah. Next card, Frog Bard. This is AL1, Speed 1. See, Demonic Turtle again, another counter. You just Frog Bard. They didn't think about that. 10 HP. You may play this card from your hand as an equipped magic card to your primary creature. The equipped creature gains this card's attack and modifier. If the creature is removed from the field, return this card to your hand.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
this is super cool sacrificial bait for anything. AL 7 to 11s and then your AL 12s. So it's just giving your AL 7 11s like one extra attack dice and modifier. And then I mean, hey, it's free hit points that come back to your hand once the creature you
Yeah,
sacked for dies.
that's the
So
biggest thing, dude. Crack pack, is this not just like this is
this
pretty
is
good? Like
awesome for
if you
crackback.
yeah, if you get this guy and you could play three of these, so you could potentially get three stats buffed to your creature, and then when the creature dies, you just get three back to your hand, and then you play three on the next creature. You just keep doing that. You just and that
Like yeah, like that bestial champion that we looked at a while back.
yeah.
You have 4 dice plus 3, and the AL 12. Back two of these frog bards to him, and he's 6 dice plus 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's not it's not bad. I mean,
Yeah, and
and
it's,
then
that's one of the best sack creatures in the game, in my opinion.
I just think it, and it's like yeah. So they go back to your hand. So then you could even set up for like a sack play at the end of the game to like bring out a big AL 12. Dude, are these low key kind of like just gonna be in decks? Like, I don't know. I think people haven't thought this card through that much.
Yeah, I think they will be.
I don't know. I haven't seen anyone talk about this card. I guess I haven't looked at this card either. But now that I think about it, it's like just having 3 copies of this. It's like first off, amazing in your hand. It's kind of like having gnomes, but they get played to the field. Um, the one downside is if you destroy though while they're on the field. I'm pretty sure if you blow up the board, that would kill all of them, right? If that creature is removed from the field, return. Yeah, because it's only if that creature is. So I think, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they are balanced. They're not that great because then if you just one destruction just gets rid of them. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, Frost Worms. Oh, a lot of talk about this card. A legendary, really cool artwork though. Love this artwork. Again, another mat that I wouldn't mind having. An equip card. The equipped creature's speed and base modifiers are changed to 0. Love that effect. The equipped creature cannot be used as a sacrifice. Love that effect. I think
Yeah.
I was the biggest proponent to have that effect put on this card, and I think it fits the freezing theme very well, and it definitely makes this card a legendary in my opinion. So what's your thoughts, Casey?
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said there. The frozen mechanic is like one of my favorite things in this game. I mean, I have a
Same.
deck built devoted to that mechanic. This is 100% going in it when I get it.
Mm,
Um, yeah, this card is just great now. Like I love it. I mean, putting their speed to 0, guaranteeing that you're hitting first is awesome. And then, I mean, their mod to 0 is just a nice little bonus. Like, it's going to be max difficulty for them to hit you back since they have no modifier. And then just yeah, that little thing at the end where they can't use it as a sacrifice, just keeping their creature locked to the board
mm-hmm.
is just great. I love everything this card is doing.
Mm-hmm. No, me too. I think this is like the end game card where, like you said, they're on their last creature, and you're just like, nope, you just get no modifier. You get none of these stats, and I know you don't have any more destruction left or anything like that, and now you're just stuck with this creature and until I remove it, and that probably will just be game for you. So like, yeah, I think the fact that it's modifier and speed is pretty crazy because, like you said, back to just like so many scenarios where it's like, oh yeah, they don't get to have the speed or the modifier, so it's like you put a big AL 12, they just can't hit over it because they just don't have a modifier anymore. It's like, yeah. The one thing is though that you can buff up your creature with it. It doesn't say suspends it like other cards, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that is one thing. They could buff it up. Because it just says their base modifier to 0. So but either way, still I like the card a lot, and I'm glad that they did the changes to it that they did. All right, another legendary card, Galactic Suit. It's a equipped. If your opponent misses their hit roll against the equipped creature, they must roll their attack roll against their primary creature. Holy moly! All right, Casey.
Almost feels like it combos with the Frostworm, setting their mod to 0.
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, yeah, I feel like um, yeah, if you can, this card will take a little bit of. It's got to work with other cards, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it'll be strong when it is working with those other cards, but it takes setup to work with those other cards when you're just not hoping, the random chance that your opponent misses. So, yeah, you got to play other cards to, either buff your armor, so hopefully they'll miss more often, or get rid of their modifier, so hopefully they'll miss more often.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because yeah, they have to miss their hit roll, so you can't just play a, damage negator and have this card go off. It won't work like that. They literally have to miss their hit roll for this thing to go off. So, yeah, you have to play something else with it that's going to assist in them missing you. So, but like, yeah, it's like a permanent Forest Sentinel? As long as I keep missing?
Yeah, I meant. Hey, speaking of a card in Gen 3 that kind of reacts with this, Cacao. I think if you got a creature with a modifier, or let's just say it has like a modifier at 12, and you play Cacao, you equip this on your creature, you attack them, they have, let's just say, like a 1 dice, so then it's like they're now just a +1 modifier, they miss, now they're doing 12 damage of dice to themselves. it's like
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. I think
Yeah.
this card might it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like you said, needs support, but god dang, I mean this card hurts. This card is like, yeah, you're just getting like you're getting like all in one Forest Sentinel back at yourself, which is just like, ugh.
Uh, Again, I feel like this is another card in this set that just goes amazing with Scarlet
Yeah, no,
because they're going to be missing her
Oh
constantly.
my gosh, yes, wait, this card is insane. And a Frenzy, Scarlet with Frenzy. You just
Yeah.
force them to have to do it on their turn too.
Scarlet is going to be so stacked after this set
Ugh,
comes out.
thank God there's so much burn to deal with her. Oh, please. All right, you're getting me really worried here. I don't want to pump more Scarlet propaganda that makes everyone want to play that crap. All
Oh,
right.
you know how people, yeah, put creator's gift on their opponent's creature to dodge Scar? That just goes hand in hand with this suit. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. All
They'll
right.
miss with those 4 dice, like guaranteed, and then
All
slam
right.
themselves with 4 dice.
All right, Casey. Moving on. Galactic Suit.
Okay.
People will probably use that card in some way. Gaseous Horror. AL1, 50 HP, 1 speed. Speaking of dealing with Scarlet, here we go. Now they just replaced it. When this creature is hit, the attacking creature receives 5 damage. So 2 hits of Scarlet kills her. If this card is killed in battle, inflicts 10 damage to the creature that killed it. If an assassin comes out and hits this thing, it dies. All right, I love this card. This card makes my day, and it's demon, and it's an epic. Yeah. What's your thought?
Yeah,
Gaseous Horror.
I like that. It's cool that it has this little death trigger to it where it yeah, it just gives your opponent that last little jab at the
Mm-hmm.
end. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. And like you've been pointing out this whole time, speed of 1, shutting off the turtles.
Yep, yep. Good against demonic turtle too. Yeah, you gotta keep up on the speed. There's a lot of speed ones in Gen 3. Not a lot of other gens have a lot of speed 1 creatures, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the thing with the demonic turtle too, he would just be taking this thing just says nah, you're taking the full damage, none of that half damage crap. So that's funny. Uh, I like this card too, where it's like in a healing deck, you just keep healing it back up, so it just doesn't die, and it just like they keep having to trade into this thing. Like, yeah, I think that's kind of fun too.
Again, another card going with Frenzy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you, Frenzy it's the stocks are going up for that card.
Yeah.
All right, move on. A common card, Gift of the Elves. For 1 turn cycle, the equipped creature gains 3 attack, 3 speed, 3 heal, 3 hit. Okay, is this the card that goes with the Deer Crow potentially in this gen? 6
Yeah,
attack.
right? +6 to everything. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's not
There you
bad.
go. Well, yeah, I know it's just for 1 turn. I mean, it's a common card, 1 turn cycle. Great buff. What else can be said for it? So, I mean, maybe it'll crop up in AJ here or there. You never know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like you said, it's one of those cards that again, if you I think it will pop up in AJ. Again, you got to remember it's standard Magic, so you can play this even if you already have 5 infinite slots. So I think you're right, Casey. I think this will definitely pop up in AJ. Move on. Gluttony. AL7, 100 HP, 5 speed. Epic card. When summoned, destroy all magic cards on the field. For each magic card destroyed, add +1 modifier to this card. This card is unaffected by other hit modifier and hit dice roll increases. Hmm.
Uh, it's okay. Kind of like you've pointed out a couple of times earlier. People try not to commit too many magic cards to the field all at once. So,
Yeah.
I kind of see this thing only blowing up 1 or 2 magic cards virtually almost all the time when it's played. So you
Unless
really got to think
you
it's
unless
just
you
that
load up right, unless you load up your board and then
Yeah, I mean,
Or
you can feed it yourself, but that seems kind of crappy for you. I mean,
you
but I
say
kind of see this
that, but
card
you
as not a
play you
fodder.
play 3 bombs on your opponent, and then you play this guy. Come on, Casey.
All
There's
right, fine. He needs a very specific deck, and
yeah,
that that's it. So,
yeah. I also think he's a
you
good
know,
counter to heroism. He's a good counter to irresistible love. Yeah,
he needs to be focusedly built around. Otherwise, his modifier is just going to be one or two all the time.
yeah, that's fair. But even with that though, a 7 dice roll though, it's like any creature that's like not good AL. This dude is he's walloping, man. That's a big dice roll though. I
Can
don't know.
you imagine if your opponent plays a cat cow? You play this, your opponent cat cows you. No dice with a 7 modifier.
Yeah, you're right.
Feels real bad,
That's how it goes. Hey, but at least you're hitting. You know, you're getting that 7 damage.
right? Yeah,
If you crit, you're getting 14.
yeah.
Or no, you'd be getting 49. Yeah, no. Where am I coming with that? No, it'd be 14.
It'd be 14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. My brain. It's late tonight, all right? We're moving on. But the one thing that's weird about this guy, he's a demon. I guess I don't understand that really. I don't think he really looks like a demon, but what do I know? Who knows what demons look like, I guess. Or I guess what they're probably playing on the fact that it's like gluttony, like right, like one of the one of the 7 deadly sins, right? So maybe that's more why it's a demon. Makes a lot of sense. I should have caught that, you know. All right, gnarled hand, an epic, equipped. Summon a creature with an AL less than or your primary creature from your hand as a limited summon. If the card is destroyed, send the limited summon creature to the cemetery.
It's just a toned down helping hand is all.
Yeah,
So I still think it's going to be incredibly useful, very playable card. Um, I've seen plenty of people play helping hand, so I feel like in the right build, absolutely going to be seeing gnarled hand and stuff for sure.
hmm Yeah, I feel like this game needs more cute baby creatures to get a bunch of kids and women into the game, and instead we're getting gnarled hand that just is this gross grotesque hand, and we're getting freaking eye for an eye. I don't know, Fabricio. I like your art, but I think you make things look a little too realistic with this. Definitely is not what someone plays this card. I'm like, ugh, that is a gnarled hand. But yeah, you're right. I don't know how much play this card will actually see. I think it will just be a good card for a crack pack though. The fact that it is an epic means you'll probably see something like this a lot more in crack packs, which is kind of cool. All right, Gnomegeddon. AL12, 100 HP, 3 speed. The gnomes finally get their boss creature, KC. At a legendary cost though. It is gain +1 attack dice roll and 1 modifier for each gnome named in your hand or named card in your hand. Gnomes sacrificed to summon this card are placed under it and count as cards in your hand. If this card leaves the field or changes control, the cards under it follow. Ooh, okay. Oh, there's a lot. That's a mouthful of text. Um, what do you think?
Reminds me a bit of Eternal Dragon in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets it buffs from the gnome cards. So
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean I think it's cool. I know oh yeah, it goes in those gnome I've never built a gnome deck. I know you have. So I mean I see where it fits and how well it works. So yeah, it'll
this
be interesting
this
to
card really
be the
makes
boss.
you this card really makes you want to play regular gnome. I feel like regular gnome felt kind of weird in the gnome deck, where it's like you didn't want to play it to the field because like it was crap stats. But now this card is the card you want to put those gnome you sack for those just regular gnomes to go underneath this, and then you're getting those modifiers plus any other gnomes in your hand. I like that a lot. And the regular gnomes I think are only like 20 HP, so it's not a big commitment. It's like 140 HP to bring this guy out, which is pretty good. And It's only if they go to the cemetery, right? So it's like if it's bounced, they just go back to your hand. So there's like a cheeky play where you basically get this guy almost dead. You play Wrath or you play Judgment. You bounce it back to your hand, or you know what I mean, and then um, you can reset it. You just resummon it. Or no, you couldn't resummon it again. You'd have to wait one turn, but then you could summon it again without it like dying. You know what I mean? It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, this guy will be kind of crazy to see. I think this is definitely makes domes a lot stronger in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
the hard thing is you don't have like a searching gnome card to search him, but so there's a chance you just don't get to this guy ever, or you get to a state where it's like you can't really play him. But I do know what you mean. It's like, oh, even at the end of the game, it's like you still get potentially like a 5/5, even if you have like no other gnomes in your hand, which is not bad. Like you said, kind of that eternal dragon spot that it sits. I'm trying to think. It says for each gnome card name or each gnome named card in your hand. It's like, dude, if there's ever magic cards that are gnome, I'm trying to think. Is there any magic cards that say gnome in the name? I don't think so. So it's like, but if there ever are, those cards would also count towards this guy's stats, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, pretty cool that the gnomes, like you said, there's a small community of gnome lovers in the, and they'll like that for sure. Oh, okay. A legendary card, Graft. Field card. Players may equip creatures from their hand to their primary creature as equip magic cards. Add their base attack dice rolls and modifier to the equipped card. Thoughts, Casey?
Yeah. This card seems crazy, especially when you're building a deck around it. Yeah, just creatures with lots of dice and modifier that seem to be would be fantastic equip stuff, even onto itself. I'm thinking assassin, artist Toroth, raptor, um, metamoth. I mean, just and I mean, if you just think about it, I mean, those would all be great equipping to all those guys I just said. But yeah, I mean, just if yes, equipped an assassin with an assassin, now you're looking at 6 dice plus 10 with a times 3 damage is just bonkers. I mean, equip a raptor to a raptor and you're 6 dice plus 8, or a metamoth to a metamoth and you're 4 dice plus 8, or just
Mm.
metamoth on an assassin where you're 5 dice plus 13. I mean, it's just those options are just crazy. Like this card is gonna create some mega powerful creatures for sure.
See, so, my head. I'm so busy thinking about Deer Crow. Is this not just like you play Graft, you have Deer Crow, you play creatures that are uncommon and common? Do those give you double the stats of the creatures cards to Deer Crow?
I would say yes, because it says 2 times the effect, right?
that,
Like
that is literally my brain just I don't know why it instantly went to that thought. But yeah, with that is that the most
you
busted?
could equip that. You could equip that enhanced orc.
That's what I
That's
was
4 dice
thinking.
plus one.
Then you're getting 8 dice plus 2. Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
double.
yeah, yeah. That's totally crazy.
Is this in Deer Crow gonna be the combo in Gen 3? You just Oh man, yeah, I don't know. This card is interesting for sure because it's kind of got that field effect, so your opponent can also do the same thing. Um,
Yeah.
so that's where
I
it's
mean,
at.
I've played the Ward United card promo card a fair amount, which works very similar to this, but
Right.
yeah, it's a little slightly different, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, this card's going to be incredibly fun, and yeah,
Right.
I you know,
Well, the
it
biggest thing
will
is you
just
don't have to
be powerful.
sack. You don't have to sack to get the stats, right? So you could put this on like any creature, like any
Yeah,
primary creature that you have, which is kind of cool. I think it just has
I
more
mean,
flexibility that way.
if you could somehow kind of keep your certain things alive, maybe it's like you could just equip creator to some creature and just have it go mega stats. I mean,
Right, especially with an
Well, would
effect,
it
because
be,
this doesn't shut off
yeah, like
effects. So it's like, just think of all effect creatures that it's like, holy moly, this card with them.
uh,
But
like what if you equip something as simple as giant turtle with creator?
yeah,
Like
half
you just
take half
now you
damage.
just made yourself a creator that takes half damage. I mean,
No, demonic turtle though too, right? Like,
yeah,
holy
that too.
moly. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. This card is kind of crazy. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, like you said. Your opponent gets to have it too. I'm assuming if it
yeah,
gets destroyed, all the creatures go to the cemetery, which is obviously a hard mechanic in the game, right? Like you got to be a little careful with. I do think
yeah,
this plus Wrath of the Old Ones, though, you play all your creatures, you hit their creature with some big ass hit, probably kill them. Then you just use Wrath, bounce this card plus all those creatures you have equipped it onto it into your shuffle them into your deck, and then draw. What do you think? I think this might be like the best like combo Wrath with Graft, Graft and Wrath.
right. Yeah,
It's gonna have a cheeky
this
music.
card will lead to all kinds of powerful different things.
All right. Well, we did enough brainstorming. We'll let other people think about it, and they'll have to figure out all those little things. We're moving on. Gremlin is a rare AL1 HP 10. This is a creature, a magic creature. I don't even know. We don't even have like a proper name, but I would assume you call them like magic creatures. Um, Giggle, funny attack. If the primary creature is removed from the field, you may play this card as the primary creature. This card returns to being a magic card when it leaves the field. So kind of got the Squire effect to it, but a little different.
Y- Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You know, I mean, yeah, it's right there on the card. That's exactly what this card is just used for sacrificial bait to get your bigger creature out. So,
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's one of those things. What's nice about this card too is it's not just sent to the cemetery. It just says removed from the field. So if people bounce, you could potentially play this guy in response, and then have the big creature. Maybe sack him off somehow to bring out the big creature again. Things like that.
yeah,
Could see that happening. It's interesting because again he's just like a zero sack creature. I think there's some fun mechanics you could probably do with this guy. Uh, Again, gotta think about it. But we're gonna move on. Hell Authority. Your opponent cannot play magic cards for one turn cycle. Yeah, we all love these kind of cards.
yeah. This could, I don't know, almost potentially be one of the stronger cards in Ward, honestly, because I mean, shutting it off for a turn cycle is pretty good. I mean, not it's like not just your turn; it's a turn cycle. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least you know when you play it, you're going to be locking them out on your turn, so you can do whatever the heck you want. And then when you pass the turn to them, they're not going to be able to still respond with anything because they still can't play anything. So,
Yeah, this is one of
you
those
know,
this is one of those cards where I feel like you play a bunch of stuff onto your creature if you know they don't have any way to negate it, and then you just play this card on top of it, and then it's like they just have no response for that next turn. Yeah, it's kind of what I look at, right? It's like you kind of just it's just like extra protection, extra padding for your guy. So,
yeah,
all right. We'll move on though. Hive Queen. This is a legendary creature. AL 12, speed 12, 130 HP. This might be the one of the heftier. She has the same HP as the mythic, the Cabal War Chief. So yeah, bug type.
yeah.
Bug spray. Everybody might be bringing out the bug spray. Um, what's your thought on this, Casey? I'm a little disappointed with this card, but I want to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, the card's huge, max stats, big dice and modifier. It really dishes out the damage. But yeah, I mean, Hive Queen seems like it just should have been a card that somehow did something with the other bees, the Hive Lord and
Mm-hmm.
the Super Hornet and the Black Jackets and all that. It should have been connected to them in some way.
Yeah. No, I had a thought with this, Casey. I literally said it. It's like this card should sit on top of Hive Lord, so it's basically kind of like Sharkling with a Great White, but you still get the effect of Hive Lord because he's still technically on the field, so all the other Hive creatures could be on top of it. And then obviously the stats would probably be way less than this card's, like probably like a 2-3 or something. But it also like just destroys like all magic. It basically does magic eater to their opponent because like Hive Lord pops one card, but this would be like a better version that like destroys all magic cards on their opponent's side of the field or something. But I think I think they missed an opportunity here to really make like a cool boss creature for the bug deck. And yeah, I'm a little sad by that. Which what do we do? We got Hive Queen. She's here now. So unfortunately, that we couldn't have the Hive Queen boss creature of the bug deck. And she's also bug too, so bug spray would even feel better because Hive Lord's a humanoid. All right.
Yep.
Anyway, move on. Hagen. This is a rare beast, another magic creature, I like to call him. He's AL1, 20 HP, 2 speed. Pretty powerful hit stats. It says at the beginning of your opponent's battle, so again, at your opponent's battle, play this card from your hand as a limited summon. Your opponents must battle this card in place of your primary creature. This card can be damaged as a limited summon. Send this card to your cemetery after battle. Oof. First card that limited summon that can be attacked. All right, Casey, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just uh, yeah, I mean, a limited. There's a lot to unpack with this card here.
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah, strange that yeah, like I said, a limited summon that can actually be attacked. Like it's gonna be. I feel like most of the time it's just gonna be like a combat negation thing because he's only got 20 hit points and a speed of 2. So yeah, you drop this and then they're forced to attack this guy. And I mean, in all honesty, it's 9 out of 10 times I feel like this guy's just gonna die because
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be going first because it's virtually guaranteed they're gonna be faster. And it's only 20 hit points, so you're gonna have to get lucky to crack them back with that 4 dice plus 5. I mean, that looks great, but like I said, I feel like 9 out of 10 times you're just gonna it's just gonna be sort of like feel like a combat negation. You're gonna drop this guy and he's gonna soak up the attack, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm assuming if he survives, then you attack with Hagen and not you don't actually attack with your like primary creature too. So it's like I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
you'd rebuttal with it for sure.
Yeah, if it survives, but then it's like if it doesn't survive, do you still rebuttal with your primary creature then, or do you just miss out on like that thing? Because I mean, I'm assuming.
No, because dropping this, you're forcing your opponent to be battling this creature.
Yeah, but then so like you said, then this creature gets to rebuttal. Then it's like if Hagen survives, it rebuttals. But then it's like since it doesn't battle your creature, I don't think your creature would get to attack. You know what I mean, Casey?
Yeah, like your creature, your primary creature wouldn't get to rebuttal because the battle's happening between
Yeah, that's what
this
I'm.
guy and your opponent's creature.
Right. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at with it, and I think you're right. I think the HP just is pretty low. That like in an actual like competitive format, most things are probably doing 20. But I think in Crack Pack, it's a rare level where it's like I think this card will be pretty strong for a negate in Crack Pack that can potentially do a big walloping whack hit if they don't kill it. So it's like it's not bad. All right, Hydreigon. Dragon type. This creature inflicts 2 times damage to any creature in or near fire. Wow, is that now we have 2 creatures that do? Or no. This yeah, two times
Yes.
damage to fire creatures. Man, fire creatures
Yeah.
are just getting their licks in, and this set is ready to
Th-
wallop on fire creatures. Okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, just like the other one, I love these types of opposite elemental type cards. Doing double damage to stuff or half damage to stuff. Yeah, I like these kind of cards. They're fun.
Yeah, honestly, I just think this is a better version of that Electoid one that we looked at because the Electoid had the downside, but like this guy, like he's definitely water, so it's like he would do double damage to Electoid and double damage to fire, so it's like I don't know. I want to make sure they try to make them like balanced in the sense that one shouldn't be like stronger than the other. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, Into Madness. I think this is the card you were talking about before. This card only affects demon type and undead creatures. Plus, uh, attack dice rolls +1, hit dice rolls +1.
Yeah, this is showing up in multiple places. I feel like there's actually enough demon and undead type in this set to, in a crack pack, this might actually matter. Um, this will, you know, show up, of course, in any standardly built deck of either one of them types or together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's also going to show up in AJ 100%.
Right.
Because I have an AJ deck built that has only undead type creatures in it right now, and I am totally looking forward to adding this in there.
Right.
So
No,
yeah,
100%.
I love these types of cards. The full moon, the orc army thing, and now this one. Yeah,
Right.
I love the cards that give your um tribal decks just that little boost to really get a game going. So
Right. This one's quite flexible too. I mean, just having access to demon type and undead type, I think, is crazy. I mean, we've already talked about some pretty crazy demons that already exist just in this gen alone, and I know there's demons in the other gens that it's just like, yeah, oof. This card is definitely a good thematic card that could go with those decks. So yeah, I think you're right, and just hit dice at any time. Like I think a lot of those undead creatures just don't usually have the greatest modifiers. So like having another hit dice just like turns them into potential strong, very strong creatures.
hmm
All right, moving on. Inversion, or a common card. Field spell players must play with their decks flipped upside down. Their bottom card will be showed face up. So it doesn't say that they draw from the bottom. Do you think you'd still? I'm assuming now you'd probably draw the face up card from the bottom, is what I would.
uh, that would be my assumption as well. It's got to appear in the extended text. I
Yeah.
think that was their intention with this card. It's just not worded specifically enough to make that clear.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I
So
mean,
yeah.
for a field spell, for a common field spell, it's still a pretty strong effect. And the fact that like you play the seer deck, getting all the information on your opponent. I think this card kind of does that same thing, same vein.
I it does, but it doesn't. I don't like this for the fact that you're doing it to yourself as well. So you're giving your opponent all the information too. So
Right.
Sears one sided. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting card. It's cool that it exists. Yeah, I don't know how much play it will see, but hey, maybe someone who just makes an AJ deck or something where they just put this card in, which is kind of cool. Iron Fist Dwarf. This is a rare. During your turn, if this creature inflicts 5 damage or less attack damage during battle, it may initiate battle again without the target creature being able to return an attack. Okay, this effect can only occur up to 5 times. What do you think, Casey?
yeah, I know it was different in the play testing where there was some way to go infinite with it. So they had to change it to only occur up to the 5 times to get away from the infinite thing. So yeah, I think that immediately just kind of balanced this card out. Um, so it's just an average middle of the road creature now, in my opinion. So
That's fair. All right, hear me out. It says this text right here is getting me. It may initiate battle again without the target creature being able to return an attack. Ready? Hear me out here. Okay? You use this guy. He hits 4 times, 5 times. He does what? 7 or no, what would he have to do? 4 damage 5 times. So 20 damage. Okay? And then on the last hit, you play martial arts man. You get what I'm saying? And like dice rolls. And then they only can return on that last one. What do you think? Am I cooking too much with this? Think about it. I don't.
Yeah, I think you're going a long way to get squeeze in 40 damage ish with some average middle of the road creature.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's still a lot of damage though, without getting them to return an attack on you. I think that's the part that I'm right. If there's something that increases your hit but doesn't, I mean, is there a card that only increases hit and not modifier or attack damage? I'm trying to think too. I don't know.
I don't yeah.
Brainstorm. But this is the fact that it says it may initiate battle again without the target creature being able to attack or return or be able to return an attack. I don't know. I think something about that text. Maybe it's a little stronger than you might think. And it is like the first AL6 in this gen that we've had that is so it doesn't take a sack to bring him out. I don't know, Casey. I don't know. I think there's some stuff you could maybe do with this guy. All right. Koopa King or Kappa King, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
I,
just
I want to
another
say Koopa because I'm just used to Bowser. He looks just like a freaking.
right.
He's a dinosaur, the first dinosaur we've had in this gen. Again, speed 1. He's making Demonic Turtle look like he's the better turtle. Um, yeah, not much more to say about him. AL11, 1 sack, pretty decent stats. Last Goodbye. This is a epic level card. Equip, summon a creature from your cemetery as a limited summon. At the end of your turn, send this card and equip the creature to the cemetery.
Yeah, I like this thing. It could kind of just be a blowout just out of nowhere. Just your opponent not expecting I feel like this day and age where, people are expecting, ghosts from the past, revival priest, your creatures to be coming back like that way or whatever, or
Okay.
angel even. But I don't think your opponent will really be expecting you know, to have like your biggest, baddest creature in your cemetery just come out and slap them out of nowhere for a turn. So I could see this thing just kind of being like some blowout, just killing your opponent out of nowhere when they're not seeing it coming.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
yeah,
The
like I
fact that you
like
get
it.
to
It's
choose, right? The fact that you get to choose the creature, I think, yeah, makes a lot of difference.
yeah. So yeah, this will be a. I feel like it'll be a pretty cool card. Um, I feel like it'll be awesome in crack packs for sure. That you'll really get your opponent on that play, bringing back your biggest, baddest creature at the last moment and smashing them with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious with this card if your creature's about to die, you summon this thing. You attack with this, and then you attack with that creature. And let's say your creature has some interesting effect on it, on the limited summon that you pull out, and then they kill your creature, your primary, and then this would slide. This creature would slide over, right? Instead of you, would it get? Would you get that effect then for that turn?
I would say yes. Yeah. So you're saying ask this, take some big creature, like let's say take assassin out of your cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's your limited summon. And then yeah, you could attack with your primary creature. It would die in combat. And then yeah, I would assume your assassin under Last Goodbye would slide over to be your primary creature, and then you could attack with that and do 3 times damage. I don't see why not.
Maybe, yeah. Well, no, I see. That's where I don't think that one would work because you wouldn't be able to. Okay, hear me out. This is my brainstorm, Casey. We're going crazy with it. You pull out jet. You use this card. You summon get Jester out on the field, right? You you kill your primary creature that you put or you have bombs. You put bombs on them. You move or bombs are already equipped to them. Whatever the case is, you move Jester over after he dies. Jester then gets sent to the cemetery, which on Jester's card says it activates bombs and does 10 damage when it goes to the cemetery. So then it explodes, and you see what I'm saying? There's some. I know it's not. I'm not saying it's crazy good, but you get what I'm saying. At any time they add weird creature effects that potentially could go off when they get sent to the cemetery, this card is gonna be probably used. If you know what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I'm I'm cooking here, Casey. You can tell I'm cooking. Play. All right. Last Hope Hero. Flash card. This legendary. Play this from your hand. When your primary creature is killed, roll its base attack dice and modifier against the creature that killed it. This attack is treated as a critical hit.
I 1000% love this card. I think it's super good. It feels like a surprise backstab in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, this thing will be incredible. Like I almost wonder if it'll just flat out replace backstab. People just start using this instead of backstab. I know it's not as much damage, but it's surprise damage that your opponent doesn't know it's coming.
Yeah. And
I
just
mean, you can play it on your opponent's combat. You know, like if they attack on their turn and kill your guy, you can just
mm-hmm.
whip this out and smoke them. Like they just won't see it coming. You know, or if you do it on your own turn, like you literally suicide your primary creature and then drop this to get a blowout on them. So it's got a lot of utility to it. I really really like it.
Yeah, I think that's the crazier part, right? Yeah, you could just kill your creature at the beginning of your turn, do this effect, and then still get to attack with whatever you bring out. That's it.
And another thing I'm picking up here too is this card does not specifically say that your creature needs to be dying in combat. If they kill it with Apocalypse or Ignitema or
Yeah.
whatever, you can play this and get a critical hit out of your creature.
Yeah. No, I think yeah, you make a lot of sense. Yeah, this card maybe you're right. Maybe it is pretty strong because, like I said, the fact that there is the kill mechanic, I'm curious how the ward staff rule that. But yeah, it's like, could you just kill if you can play this when you kill your creature, like let's say you just kill your assassin and then you play this to just like insta shot because you're doing 9 times damage then, and then you still get and then you still get to attack afterwards with the new creature you bring out. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to
Yeah.
see. You're right. There's some stuff to this card. Maybe you're on to something. The card's interesting. Okay, Lava Golem, another elemental common card. If your opponent does not battle on their turn, inflict 5 damage to their primary creature. Yeah. Um.
I like this card. That's a cool little ability.
Yeah.
The
I
thing
like
that
it too.
immediately jumps to my mind is a loving god.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Just anything that they can attack you with, anything that stops them from attacking. Sonic Screech, I think, is fun. Sonic Screech, they take 5 damage, and then since they don't do
Here,
damage, and they take 5 more. Yeah, 10 damage.
right?
Yep, I like that a lot. All right.
Here would be pretty good. Winter's Chill, anything that freezes them,
Yeah,
so
your
like
stun
so they
decks,
can't go to battle.
and the
Yeah,
fact that he's AL11, so he just takes 1 sack to bring this guy out, I think is pretty good too. All right.
and a common level AJ
Yes.
format. I
First,
like this dude.
yeah, first. Is he the first sack common creature? I think so.
Nah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Is there another common creature that you have to sack for? I can't.
Phase. No, not phaser. The Arzulian
Oh yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. They already did the speed guy. Yep, yep. Makes sense. All right. Well, he's a cool effect. I'm sure people in AJ will play that card a lot. Living Trap. Sorry, we're gonna rattle through these because it's definitely a lot of cards. When this opponent declare it's a field spell. When your opponent declares battle, inflict 15 damage to the primary creature and send this card to the cemetery. Get rid of Scarlets. Heck yeah. Tell me
Yep.
about it.
I like it. Just a little preemptive burn.
See, now it says when
Little
opponent
card.
declares battle. So this doesn't go off when they rebuttal, though. So that's interesting, too, I think, right? If I'm.
It just another card that comes with frenzy.
Yeah. Another card. I'm telling you, this whole set has just
Yeah,
Frenzy all written all over it. You just need to play with
it
Frenzy.
does.
All right, moving on. Lumber, another elemental. Holy moly! I think the elementals might be catching up to the beasts and stuff. Rare, red pine. Oh, +8. That's pretty big. I mean, other than like creator, is that like the next biggest? 8.
This is like Metamoth with stats. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Creatures in a forest that battle this card have their base modifier reduced to half. Wow. It's a pretty strong guy.
And yeah, that's a large chunk of the game. I know from playing Alvarine, since Alvarine does double damage to stuff in forest, like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of creatures in forest in this game.
Yeah.
So,
So I think this guy will probably see play. Just depends on the meta. Depends what creatures are being played.
yep.
Lurking
A cat cow.
Slime. Oh, Cat Cow, yeah. Cat Cow will be really fun with him. Lurking Slime,
Yep.
rare. Another elemental. During your turn, reduce all damage to this creature by half. Ugh, jeez. Speed 1. He's good into Demonic Turtle.
Right.
And,
Yeah, this guy's fantastic for attacking on your own turn.
yeah, that's fair. And then just using, like, lightning strikes on your turn or using anything that hurts it just cuts it in half. Pretty good.
Yep.
Moon Sergeant. So Resident Evil game. When you summon,
Yep.
you may summon one moon card creature from your hand or deck as a limited summon. Return the summoned creature to your hand. If this card leaves the field, negated, blah blah blah. She is a sack creature. It's a limited
It's
summon. It's all right.
it, it's there's not enough. There's only one other card that works with this. There's another moon card, I think, right after this one, a little soldier guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it says, yeah, you can summon one moon named creature at the Gen 3 release, or pre thing. I asked Joe if
Hold
you
on.
could
You're a little
sacrifice.
loud. Wait, Casey. You're a little loud. Your mic. You might want to pull your mic away just a little bit. There you go. All right. Sorry. Tell the story now. I apologize.
At the Gen 3 playtest, I
Mm-hmm.
was asking Joe if you could sacrifice or summon Mooncat with this.
Oh yeah.
And they gunned me down on that because moon is just spelt moon with like little letters. It's not the abbreviation.
mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Right.
this card actually only works with one other creature right now. So
It does.
yeah, it's a cool effect, but it's very limited right now.
Right. Well, I mean, it actually technically works with two because you could, in theory, pull her. You could pull another copy of her out as your limited summon too.
Yeah.
So something to think about. Yeah, because then speaking of that, this guy's a common moon soldier. I'm assuming this is what they expect you to pull out, but I honestly, she's a better stat at that. It's like, wouldn't you rather just pull out her?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the moon soldier. Nothing special. I don't know. It's interesting. Just another kind of version of summoning mechanic. It's kind of cool. All right, magic buff, or sorry, mage buff. And it's an epic, equipped AL3, speed 3, attack and dice hit modifier. This is basically just another. Uh, is there a card similar to
Kind of like
this?
I just want to say it's similar to Sword of Light with different stat buffs.
Yeah, a little
Instead of
more.
buffing your attack hit, you're buffing your armor and speed. So
Yeah, a little more protective of a card than it is like a offensive card. Yeah, but
yeah,
still,
I like this one. It really spreads the effects around. So
yeah, no, I think it's definitely a cool card. Magic Sword. This is uncommon. +2 to hit, +2 to attack. See, this is a card too. Crow heals you for 10 or for 20 instead of 10 because it does double. Or no, I think it doesn't because it's only for hit and attack for the stats, right? So it wouldn't actually heal. It would just heal you 10. I'm always thinking about the crow, but either way, still decent equip card.
yeah,
Uh, Might of the Shaman, an epic, speed 6, 2 attack dice rolls. Pretty
yeah.
good.
This card's going to be a great piece of equipment in the right deck, just built with the right creatures. It'll be really strong.
Mm, no, right. Moving on though, rare missile toad. Yuck, this creature. AL2, 30 HP. It's a beast. If this card hits, send all limited summons on the field to the original owner's cemetery. See, this card is interesting, but this card also if you can't run it in your own limited summon decks because you would also send your own limited, so like you can't run like Helping Hand or any of that stuff with this card either. So it's kind of interesting, but
I think you're largely responsible for this card being created.
yeah, I like to take the thought that this was made in my just as an attack on my very being of Ward, but it is what it is. Um, yeah, I like the card though. Artwork's cool. He's a cool dude, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think you can play around this guy. He's not like a super big shutdown card for him. All right, moving on though. Monkey Duck. Here we go. AL 8, 90 HP, 4 speed, rare epic, beast, quack, quack. Is his attack. Why is his attack quack, quack? Because during battle, your opponent may quack out loud 3 times. And if they do this, reduce this card's base attack dice and modifier minus for or by -1 for this battle. Ugh, goofy card. Just a goofy
There
card.
is, yeah, there's a handful of other creatures in this game that are 4 dice plus 4, which is essentially what this guy is. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, there's other 4 dice plus 4 that have better stats, I think, than this guy. So, it, I mean, he'll be great for crack pack because that's a good amount of dice for that. So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll stick around a bit with 90 hit points.
Well, and I think just something that's been mentioned too is if anything negates effects, this guy just doesn't. Then you don't care. Then you're just a 5/5. So it's like yeah, pretty
Yeah,
good. You're getting Eternal Dragon stats for 1 sack. Pretty good. Um, Monster Armor. This is a rare equipped 3 attack, 3 hit, 3 AL, 3 speed, and 1 attack dice. This is just another kind of sort of light thing.
it is like, yeah, like I feel like this is better than Sword of Light
Mm-hmm.
actually, and
Oh yeah.
it's down a rarity. I mean, Sword is epic. This is just a rare, but yeah, just you're giving up a hit dice to gain 3 armor and 3 speed. Like I think that is a better trade off
And you're
for
still getting
sure.
the three, but you're still getting the 3 hit too. So it's like it's not like you're giving up that much. Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Exactly.
For a card that's called Monster Armor and at a rare difficult or like rarity, it's like you think it would have some like negative effect to it, like you take double damage or something to it. You know what I mean? Not double damage, but you know what I mean. Maybe you take 10 damage every turn or something, or every turn cycle. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just seems
Yeah.
pretty good. All right, we're gonna move on. Moose. Not much to say. Another AL6
Sack
though.
fodder.
Yeah, but hey, he's an AL6 and with a 2+3, not bad. Like I don't know. There's worse creatures. Like I kind of like that at a common. Then we have Mosquito Man. He's a rare, another bug guy. It says this creature heals for half the attack damage it inflicts during battle. This is literally just vampire, right? But better,
Yep.
more
Yep,
stats,
it is just with better stats. Yep.
better stats but less HP. Okay. Mountain Lion. This is an AL4, 10 speed, rare and just vanilla 3/4. I mean, for an AL4, 3/4, that's kind of a big creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sometimes these little like hey,
Raptor's just better though.
you're right. Raptor's better. But this card with natural selection, right? Think about it. Natural selection. Raptor can't use natural selection, and now the way natural
That's
selection
true.
works, they have it where it's a field spell. So I don't know. Just saying. It's AL4 is interesting.
Yep.
Attack beacon, natural selection, all those things work for it. Mr. Evil, equipped AL3, hit 3. Hmm.
Yeah. Common equipment.
Yeah,
Some
it's
middle
all
of the
right.
road buffs. So
It's all right. I like the artwork though, Mr. Evil.
yeah.
Mysterious Orb. This is a rare equipped at the beginning of your turn. Roll 1 die, gain the following for 1 turn cycle. This card's actually interesting. The fact that it's like you keep getting to do this every turn, right?
Yeah.
It kind of just stays there until they get rid of it, and then I mean I don't know, the fact that it's like you kind of don't know what you're gonna get. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. A little crazy. Yeah. Random buff. So
Fun crack pack card though, or just get you to roll dice. I kind of like that.
yeah. Yeah. I love it too.
All right, common negative. This is a standard spell. Discard one magic card from your hand and destroy one magic card on the field.
This is the card that the AJ format needed.
Mm-hmm.
A common, uncommon level card that can destroy a magic card. So,
Yeah, and not
I
just
mean, up
AJ.
till now,
Crack
yeah,
packs needed this card too, because yeah, there's just so many times where crack packs, it's like rare, like rare level was basically every destruction card besides Kendo Tiger, and it's just like that's just not enough
yeah,
destruction and not enough chance to get destruction. So I think this card will definitely fix crack pack, at least for Gen 3, which is really nice.
yeah. Because I remember going to Crack Pack, and like you said, just rare and epic level cards are the only cards that blew up magic cards. And you go to a tournament with 20 players, and
Mm-hmm.
what two or three of them players would pull one of the rares or epics that blows up magic. Nobody else
Yeah.
has anything in their deck to blow up magic. So yeah, there just wasn't enough magic destruction. So
Right. I really think those
yeah,
cards can be at this lower rarity too. Like you said, with certain drawbacks like this, right? It's like discard. Like this will probably
yeah,
be
you're
a common kind of
two for
card that
yeah,
exists in every
two
generation.
for one in yourself to get yourself out of a pinch.
Yep. No, for sure. All right. Octo Orc. He's an epic AL8, 11 speed, 10 HP, 8/8. Oh yeah. Bio Dino.
Yeah,
Feels like he's
yeah, a lot of people love this card.
mhm.
Yeah, I just get Artist Toroth vibes off of this all day with that 10 hit point, lots of dice, big mod.
Mhm.
This will go absolutely bonkers with that graft card. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
equip this guy to anything, and like, oh my god,
Mhm.
off to the races we go.
Yep. No, definitely. Unfortunately, he probably won't be your creature that you summon, but he's gonna be a very good supporting card that everybody will probably be using in some kind of way.
Yeah, yeah,
Moving on, Old Logging Road. This is an uncommon card. this, all right, Casey. This will be a hot take that I'm already doing on here, but I think this will be the irresistible love of this set. Field spell. Players must inflict 5 damage to their primary creature to play a magic card. I think people are gonna loathe this card when it gets played.
yeah, probably. But I mean, you gotta remember you are affecting yourself with it too.
I understand that. You're right, but I think it's one of these cards where it's at uncommon in crack packs. There might just be 2 of these on the it can feel just like, yep, and we just have no way to get rid of this card. It's just, I don't know. All right. That's my take on it. I think this will be the card that a lot of people kind of groan when they see it get played to the field in Gen 3.
I wonder if in an AJ deck if it could be kind of sort of comboed in the same deck with like Bramblefield or something,
Yeah, that's
where
true.
there's going to be zapping their creature all kinds of different ways.
No, yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know. I know on I had you on an episode where we did our irresponsible takes, and that was one of my takes. Was I think Gen 3 burn cards are going to be the most problematic burn cards that exist in Ward. All right, Ooze Weaver is an epic steam creature. 2 AL, 30 HP. When a magic card is played or this card would receive attack damage, choose one of the following. Take 15 damage to negate the magic card, take 10 damage to negate the attack damage. This creature is unaffected by magic cards. Casey, what's your thoughts?
At the playtest, this thing was slightly different, not too much though.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, it was incredibly difficult to play against. To me, I mean, it was frustrating to me because, yeah, I mean, this thing just comes out and more often than not, just being a combat roadblock for 3 turns, and you've got no way to deal with it since it's unaffected by magic cards. I mean, just like, and it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. I mean, you could hit this thing for 5 million damage, and your opponent will just like, nah, I'll take 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, it's a very frustrating card to deal with since it can't be targeted by magic cards. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
just the fact that, yeah, you can at least negate one combat, and then if you happen to run into some problem that your opponent plays, you can negate a magic card too before it dies.
right.
Yeah, this card's doing a lot, and it's extremely difficult to deal with.
Yeah, because I think like a card like Cabal War Chief is like at least Cabal War Chief would still get to attack twice, so that would I don't know. But other than that, it's like you said, there isn't really like too much you can do against this thing. So yeah, um, definitely a strong card in Gen 3.
Yep.
Uh, Orc Berserker. This is another Orc finally. We've gotten a couple Orcs, right? But here we go. AL4, 60 HP. If this card is killed, instead heal it to 5 HP. This effect can only occur once while this card is on the field.
I love this card. I actually mentioned this in the Discord a while back. This card is like literally the best card ever to combo with Bioregeneration.
Yeah,
He,
Bioregen.
he's gu- yeah, he's guaranteed hitting that window of the hit points you need to play your Bioregen. Oh, and then he's going to be bounced back to 35 hit points. So I mean, just over half his health, and yeah, I mean, double the results on your rolls, even at 2+3 is pretty fairly significant. So
Yeah, I kind
you
of
know,
wish he was uncommon so you could play him in AJ. I think he'd be a fun AJ creature, but yeah, it'll
right,
still be
he'll
fun.
just he'll ride along very well in the orc deck with the
Oh
card
yeah.
that ups up all the orc stats. So orc
Mm-hmm.
deck with bio regens and this guy, yeah, that'll
Yeah,
be a
it's
cool
it's kind
deck.
of cool. So far, all the orcs kind of have like their own little like niche thing that they kind of do, which is definitely cool. I like it. There's a lot of creative effects with the orcs. Oh, another orc champion. This is a legendary AL 12, 70 HP, 5 speed. Uh, he's actually, or yeah, all the orcs are humanoids, right? Okay, yeah, never mind. Yep, okay. Pulverize. If you have two creatures in your hand with orc in their name, you may summon this creature without a sacrifice. I know a big thing about this card is they said that he counts as one of the orcs in your hand, so you technically only need one orc other than him to bring him out on the field for no sacrifice. What's your thought, Casey?
That seems pretty good. um, yeah, it'll be a yeah, I mean, I can definitely see this guy sliding right into that orc themed deck. It'll be really good because I look at that giant modifier and I think of like Steam Rex and Super Hornet with their huge +10 mod. Just getting in that good chunk of consistent damage. Um, this guy will be totally insane with a cat cow, I guess.
Yeah, as long as you can hit them easily. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's another one of those guys that's kind of like Green Dragon. Cat Cow could kind of mess this guy up a little bit, where it like makes it so he can't really hit. But
that
um,
too. Yeah,
I guess for me, it's kind of crazy that you go from like, okay, the legendary in Gen 2, Raccoon Knight, everyone's favorite, right? This guy literally is 70 HP. He's like more than double the HP of Raccoon Knight, and I don't know, like basically doing probably about the same amount of damage that Raccoon Knight kind of does around like that 15, 16 mark. And it's just like, nah, I don't know. That's pretty strong. Obviously, you kind of have to commit to the orc theme, but the fact that he has like orc supporting buffing cards, yeah, this will definitely be an orc staple for sure. I don't see this guy ever not being in an orc deck. So,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. Orc Hunter. See here, we're finally at the O, so we're getting all the orcs now. During your turn, you may limit summon one common or uncommon beast creature from your hand, maximum one. Return the creature to your hand if this card leaves the field. Control negated. Yeah. I liked him. Before, it was not just common or uncommon, it was any beast, which I thought that would have been a really awesome card. But it's
Yeah,
still
that would
still be fun.
probably too strong.
Maybe. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, this will be awesome in AJ format for sure.
100%. Yeah, no, I just as a limited summon person, any strong limited summons they can exist in my game, and I'll be totally fine with that. All right, we'll move on. Orc Magic, destroy one magic card on the field. Not much to talk about, just the destruction magic for this set. Orc Mischief. This is the negate card. It's kind of like the Haunted Tree, the Blade in the Dark. It just negates one
Yep,
card.
yep.
We're just going to kind of shuffle through those. Orc Warrior, AL6. It's another AL6, 3/3 stat line. AL6 pretty good. 50 HP. Gets the Orc buffs on Orc cards, but yeah, not too crazy. Just move over. Orc versus Apes, field spell. All creatures inflict 2 times attack damage to humanoid type creatures on the field. This is a
I mean,
common
yeah,
card.
I feel like it'll show up in decks here and there. I mean, everywhere. AJ, standard play, whatever, because humanoid type is the most common type in the entire game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this just
just
counters orcs, right? This is the orc counter card because every orc just takes double damage now.
yeah, just you build your own deck with no humans whatsoever. Slam this and just beat the crap out of your opponent's guys with it. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where this card just it's kind of like all those other field spells where it's just like yeah, both sides have to deal with a humanoid, but obviously you just make a whole deck that isn't humanoid, and then it's like you're just getting good value out of it. Order Knight, 8/8/8. He's an 8/8 stat line with a 3/3, and that's all right. Not much to
I
say.
like this guy I like him at the uncommon level. I feel like he's what is it Inferno Wizard but with bigger stats. He
Yeah,
sticks around for a while.
yeah. Just eating the sack just feels a little hard, but yeah, that's fair. I like it. Like you said, a little tougher with the 3/3. All right, Orgor. Uh, he's an epic 7/7/6. Apply the following to this card during battle. +2 to dice rolls against humanoid type creatures. Look at he goes well with the humanoid card. And then -2 to beast type creatures. So not good against
Yeah,
beasts, which a lot of beasts are in the game too.
the guy will literally be a coin flip on whether he's strong or not because humanoids are the most common type in the game, and beasts are literally only like one or two cards behind them. There's virtually almost an equal amount of humans and beasts in board currently, so
Right.
it's a total coin flip on whether he's going to be 6 dice or 4 dice or whatever, or two, 6 or 2.
I just see a weird world where you just turn code, give this to your opponent, and then just play beasts. But yeah, I don't know. He's interesting. He's not a worst card. Like in a crack pack, I wouldn't mind getting this guy. Wouldn't feel too bad. All right, Owl God, AL12, 150 HP. Matches the next 150 HP creature we've gotten in Ward. So creator stats, Cosmic. Um, can't imagine who made this card. Anyway, has a summon requirement. This creature requires 3 sacrifices to summon. If one of the creature's sacrifice was an owl in its name, only 2 sacrifices are required. What are your thoughts, Casey?
Yeah, yeah, that creator level power with a reduced sacrifice, you could say, if you're playing the owls. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, he's slow.
Yeah, I was about
I
to say
mean,
reduce speed. Creator's AL or
he's
speed 12. This guy's not.
yeah. Creator gave this guy everything but speed.
Yeah, creator said you have to use reverse polarity when you're being played.
Yeah.
And he's not
So
one
I
speed.
know,
If he was one speed, he would counter demonic turtle, but he doesn't do
right? Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this guy's gonna hurt terrible against demonic turtle. Like you don't want to see a demonic turtle on the other side of the board when you got this guy out.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So
They did
yeah,
him
he'll
dirty.
be a cool yeah, he'll be a cool limited summon guy to get out there who will do some serious work, helping hand or undead king or whatever other various ways you can get necromancer, get him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the owl thing is interesting. I think obviously, intended for it, but I think there are a lot of owls in the game. There's, not only
Yeah, maybe
Alvarine
yeah.
and the Owlette and just regular owl in Gen 1, but there is also man owl in Gen 2, which is like kind of like cool where you could potentially go into like a man owl and then sack the man owl plus another little creature to bring this guy out too. Um, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool because I'm thinking of a world where you're getting to 290. So you sack Man Owl, he's 100 HP plus a 20 HP creature plus if this guy dies, it would still put you to 290 and you wouldn't actually die from that if that makes sense. So I don't know. I kind of liked it. I like the more I think about this guy, the better he is. I think he might actually be a better version of Creator because he also just has this like two times or owl sacking mechanic built in him.
Yeah.
And then afterward, the owlet basically made just to use to get that big dude out. Otherwise,
Yep.
not a whole heck of a lot. People who like owls. All right, polydactyl. I was told on the Rise of the podcast that the ward staff made this card because there was a fan who said their cat. They asked if their cat could be in the game and their cat passed away, and I think
Yeah, I heard that.
I think the what's funny is they said the guy that they commuted out to, they told him about the card, but he never responded, and they're not sure if he still like is in the ward scene. So it's just they're like, we just made this card for this guy, and we don't even know if you've seen it. But it's a cool card, 4 speed, 2 hit. Uh, Always good to get 4 speed. That can make the difference. Kind of a cool card. I like the artwork. All right, Possessed Dummy. This might be probably one of the biggest staples of Gen 3. Uh, Epic card, Flash, equipped. This is the 5th Flash. I just want to put this out there. There's been 4 Flash equip cards just in Gen 3. So Flash equips are definitely making their scene. They're coming in. Play this card when your opponent sends a creature to their cemetery. Summon it as a limited summon. If this card or the primary creature is removed from the field, uh, or its effects are negated, return it to their cemetery. What are your thoughts, Casey?
Um, I the reading the very first line. I think I was I don't know maybe misunderstanding this card like when I first read along to, but now looking at it again,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, play this card when your opponent sends a creature to their cemetery. So I'm assuming like you're only going to be able to limit summon things that they sacrifice to play one of their AL 7s to 12.
Yeah, well, no,
Like
because
like
I
you're
think
like
also
if you attack,
when you
I don't
kill
I
their
think if you
creature, I'm
attack,
pretty sure that's still sending it to the cemetery. So I think you can still take creatures that you kill in combat too.
see that yeah, that's where I'm kind of questioning it because of the wording, because if you
Mm-hmm.
attack their creature and kill it, your opponent didn't send it to their cemetery, like it died in combat. It
Yeah,
wasn't sent there by them.
that's fair. Yeah, when
So
your
I'm
opponent
wondering if
sends,
that
yeah,
yeah, I wonder if that's going to be a distinction with this card.
probably an
So
extended
maybe it
text.
won't be yeah, it won't be quite as good as we're thinking it is. I mean, maybe I could be wrong and it will work that way, but
Mm-hmm.
I from the wording, I'm just kind of assuming that it doesn't.
I'm just thinking someone tries to use Octork, you're taking that with this. I'm taking
Oh
Octork.
yeah,
I'm
right?
taking
Yeah.
Octo just in Gen 3 only. I'm taking Octork every time someone tries to sack with that thing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
We'll move on though. Possession. Uh, this is a standard magic, rare. The target creature must battle itself this turn. All standard combat rules apply. Other creatures cannot battle this turn. This is a Scarlet card.
right? So it's yeah, it's a little strange. It feels super similar to Forest Sentinel in a way, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that other creatures can't battle this turn, I don't know why exactly that text is in there. Um,
Yeah.
mm, yeah, because it just like that. It says other creatures, so it's like you can't even battle with like limited summons when you use this. So it's like you don't get a lot of that. It's kind of a weird card. Like I like the fact that your opponent hits itself, so it's like let's just say like the best version of this card is you're using Giant Turtle. They have a creator. You play this on their creator. They just have to hit themselves with their own creator, and your Giant Turtle doesn't get attacked that turn. You know, it's like eh.
You play this on their Ancient Scorpion,
Oh
so if it
yeah,
hits itself, it'll
that's
burn
fair.
itself.
Yep. No, that's fair. I mean, it's kind of like that galactic suit that we seen earlier, but just like a worse version, which I don't know. It's not bad. Yeah, I guess that's the best way, right? Burn damage or just effect on hit effect things that you could just potentially make them. Uh, your blue dragon make it hit itself, so then it stuns itself. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, moving on. Terra Man or Paro Taro Man, like pterodactyl. Yeah, I don't know. 1+9. Again, another cat cow potential flip around card. Dino, kind of
Yep.
interesting. Pyro Lord. Here's our fire creature. I don't know. This might be one of our first. We had the fire electoid. Pyro Lord. Pretty good stats. This creature receives 5 damage when it inflicts attack damage. AL8. What do you think?
Yeah, it's I mean that's a I feel like that's a small trade-off for the amount of damage that you're going to be doing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean for the ease of one sacrifice to get this guy out, and yeah, the amount of damage you'll be dealing with your 6 dice and just taking 5 yourself, I mean, I feel like that's a very reasonable trade-off for the amount of power you're getting on the board
Yeah.
with just one sacrifice.
I think this guy is just like a sneaky, like, sack backstab creature that just like one shots. Because, yeah, like right here, you're doing 6 dice. So I just do 6 times 4 is 24 plus. So 28 damage times 2 is basically, 70, almost 70 ish damage that you're doing, or 60, right? So it's like, or 3 times 28 would be, no, it'd be like 80 damage that you're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, almost 90.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's like a one shot, kind of like sneaky play that just only hits you for 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good stats. Probably one of the better statted creatures. Move on. Repair Bear. Common card. Heal a creature on the field for 15 HP. Nice.
Heal spell.
Yeah, it's an interesting card because this is one where it says the thing that I don't like about Poison Potion is it's your opponent has to do the healing, not you. So it's like you can't heal them 15 and then use Poison Potion to deal 15, which I think would be fun in AJ format, but yeah. And I love the call 1-800 Marty Bear. It's funny. But yeah. Heal 15 though. I mean, when you think about cards like what's that flash one that you have to roll the dice and then you get the healing from, or there isn't 15 healing is pretty significant for a common card compared to like the other healing cards at common.
Yeah.
All right, Sasquatch, Flash, Epic. Play this card from your hand when your opponent plays a magic card. Negate the effect and send that to the cemetery. Your opponent then can't use flash cards for one turn cycle. So they changed this. This used to be all magic, and now it's just flash magics, if I am correct, right?
I can't remember. I don't know what the original one was.
But basically, they just can't counterspell for one turn cycle. So
Yeah, this I just feel like it feels semi similar to Scroll of Silence, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, it's just one of those things where you have to you want to play it on your opponent's turn because then they can't use flash on their turn, and then you on your turn can play whatever, right? And then still
Yeah.
they can't
Yep.
play flash. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty strong. Okay, Shapeshifter is next. This is
Ooh.
an epic, yeah, a legendary, um, AL4, 60 HP. Morph is its attack. Prior to battle, choose one of the forms below for this battle. Eagle is speed, bear is attack dice rolls, deer is modifier, and turtle is armor.
Yeah, we have come to my favorite card in the set. I played 3 copies of this thing in my deck at the Gen 3 playtest party. Um, yeah, when I very first saw it, I was like, this card's gonna be incredible. I played it. Yeah, I thought it was incredible. It just combo. I want it like it combos with everything.
Yeah,
Just being able to yeah, pick your buff is just crazy. And the fact I love the fact that it's every single battle. It's not like a turn cycle.
right.
Like if this was a turn cycle, it would have killed this card. But since it's literally every battle, I mean, yeah, getting to pick the best thing for you on your turn when you're attacking them, and then also getting to pick probably something different on your opponent's turn when they're trying to attack you back. I mean, yeah, this card just has flexibility written all over it everywhere, and yeah, I 1000% love it. I cannot wait to get my actual copies and have this in some decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
This
just going
this
to be an incredibly strong creature.
this is literally the like ranked creature. Like if you're playing ranked, like this is the kind of creature you want to see, like 100%, because it like you said, there's so much flexibility, and it's the stats on it are great. Like it's hard to really say why wouldn't you run this in your deck.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Shard Titan. This is a legendary card, cosmic, AL7, 40 HP, 9 speed, pretty strong. Another 6+4 creature. Can only, but it is a magic creature. Strongest magic creature we've had in Ward yet. Can only be summoned if the primary creature is cosmic type and has Strange Jewel equipped. You may sacrifice it to summon this card as a primary creature. If this card leaves the field, it returns to a magic card. Dang.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this card seems like a lot of fun. There's just I don't know how good it'll be. There's just a lot of setup to get it out.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean that is really nice. And yeah, I mean I think its attack dice and modifier are great. It's on the higher end of doing really good damage, but I feel like the 40 hit points makes it pretty fragile. Like it's not going to stick around long when you get it there. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like the design. It is a cool card, but I think yeah, I think its setup and then its low hit point value making it a little fragile is going to keep it from actually turning into a competitive card.
Yeah, it makes sense. I just think yeah, I don't know. I've definitely got to look at the like not costing anything going into the cemetery, because I think that's definitely something that's gonna give it the strength it deserves. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where this card kind of lands.
I mean, yeah, since you need a cosmic type creature to get this out there, comboed with a strange jewel. That's card number 2, and then
Mm-hmm.
this guy himself is card number 3.
Yep.
And then you're gonna want ways to protect him and keep him out there. So now you're
Right.
looking at card 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
A lot of
it's a lot of
commitment.
setup to keep him out there. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe somebody will come up with the right deck where this guy is solid and very hard to deal with. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll happen, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of setup to make this guy really come together, I think.
Yeah. No. We'll have to see. All right, next is Shield Maiden, another AL6. We're definitely getting to the AL6s now. At least there are definitely a decent amount in this gen now. 3 plus 2. Pretty decent stats for an AL6. Yeah, not too much to say. Shield of Light. This is an epic equipped. Roll 1 die prior to any damage the equipped creature receives. If the result is 1 through 2, heal. 3 through 4, receive damage as normal. 5 through 6, destroy this card. What do you think, Casey?
It's I don't know. I feel like this card is a pretty fragile card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like it being, I guess, at the epic level, or
Yeah.
at the epic rarity for what it's doing.
Right.
Because you have this card is only 33% good for you.
Mm-hmm.
The other 66%, it's doing well. 33% of the time, it's doing nothing, and the other 33% of the time, it's just getting blown up. So
Yeah.
yeah, you only got a 33% chance of this healing some damage for you. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so I
I,
don't know.
I, I
It's
think this
just I think
card
it's too fresh.
I think this card would be better if instead of it saying normal damage for 3 through 4, what if it was just half damage? I think that'd be kind of cool. But other than
Yeah,
that,
that
yeah.
that would definitely.
Feel a little better. Then it's like you have like a giant turtle effect kind of on it too, which would be nice, but yeah,
Yeah,
I don't really like this card either. I just think it's like why not just have it be 1 through 3 is heal and then 3 through 6 is damage, normal damage, right? Like I don't know.
yeah, something like that.
Maybe that's too strong, but I don't know. I feel like it's an equip card. Like if it's not inherently it's not like a Flame of the Infinite where you're just getting like amazing stats, but it like a card that heals you and like basically keeps your creature alive and also like would be like a 50-50. I don't mind that honestly that much. I don't know. I think that's really balanced card if that was the case. But yeah, this just feels way too weak, especially for a epic. All right, Shuffle Bones, common, shuffle your deck. Um, Fun card, not really sure too much to talk about. Scroll or Skull, AL plus four to hit. See, this is a card I wish was an uncommon so that I could run this with Deer Crow, but it's unfortunately a rare,
Yeah.
which is like, it's not for a rare. There's so many better rares out there than this card. Is all I gotta say. Uh, Soul Drain is the next. Attack dice rolls minus one to modifier. Attack dice rolls cannot be reduced to 0. Or can't. Yeah, okay. What do you think about this card, Casey?
I it's cool. Like I hope we see one, maybe something that's. I like where they started. I mean, this is the perfect starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Just -1 off of stats and a modifier. But I'm hoping we get another card, virtually very similar to this, where it might be like -2ing or -2 or 3 or 4, some attack dice or modifier or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think it's a cool concept to be able to like shrink somebody's creature.
Yeah, that's fair. I like it too. I want to see a stronger version of this that also does like attack dice and like hit dice too would be pretty cool. All right. Soul Eater is next. Legendary. You may use a limited summon on the field as a sacrifice for summoning. Send the limited summon to the cemetery on the player that currently controls it. Thoughts?
Um, yeah, I can.
You're a little quiet,
I see
Casey.
this get.
You might want to. Sorry.
Yeah, I see this getting into a lot of people's decks for um yeah, just getting out those AL12s. Maybe more so than bait. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think this will be a strong card. You have Possessed Dummy. You have that. What is that? Final Goodbye or whatever, the one that we were talking about that you can bring up a limited summon, and then you could use this to sack off that limited summon to just do for a summon. Uh, Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's got a lot of utility. I think this card will probably pop up anytime limited summons exist in the game. Pretty good card. Sprite, another cosmic creature, AL1, speed 11, 20 HP. Common, so this will be a easy one to get your hands on. This creature can only be hit in battle with one of the attacking creature's hit dice rolls is a 3 or a 4. Very interesting. This creature's AL
Gives,
cannot increase.
gives you a slight Scarlet vibes, but probably definitely not as hard to hit.
Yeah, no. Shouldn't be. And the fact that you can't buff up her AL too, which is kind of good so that she doesn't just become unhittable. Yeah, and Cosmic is obviously got some play with it. All right, Steam Angel, another Steam creature, uh, epic rarity. During your turn, roll a die. For one turn cycle, the following rarity cards cannot be played: 1 through 3, epic promo; 4 through 6, legendary, mythic.
Yeah,
Whew.
this card like wildly changed from the Gen 3 playtest, but
Mm-hmm.
at the playtest it was really busted, locking out lots of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Here they made it a little bit more random, but yeah, I still feel like this card's definitely going to have a deck built around it. Again, just being able to lock out certain card types, making a prison deck. This is a fantastic card for it.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. Yeah, Epic and promos is interesting. I mean, this is just like the anti-promo card now. I guess is the way I classify it. I mean, for the most
I mean,
part.
they split it up properly, in my opinion, because there's no
Yeah.
way that you could not group legendary and epic together.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting take. Yeah, I don't know how much play this card will see, but we will see. Like you said, 4/4 stats are still very good. Another angel that it's still got a decent effect. There's definitely some strong angels in this set. Steam armor is the next card. Uncommon, standard magic, equipped. So again, this can be played even if you have a full board of infinites. Equipped to a primary creature for 2 turn cycles, the equipped creature is unaffected by creature and magic card effects. Does not include this card. Yep.
Uh, yeah, this thing is going to be great. I think in the AJ format
Yep.
for sure.
AJ staple is what this will be for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Busted. All right, move along. Steam Knight Blaster. This is another AJ card. Equipped. The equipped creature loses its effect and replaces its base attack, dice rolls, and modifier with 3+3. I think this card is like. Well, we do. I mean, AJ has Mind Sap, but I think this is like another creature negation thing that has like double use purpose to it. That I'm excited to see how this card is used.
Right. Like I don't know. I feel like equipping this to my green dragon, so I have a 100 hit point creature. That's 3/3. I mean,
Yeah, feels a little better. I mean, it just depends on the situation, right? Because you're just like, oh, I don't want to get hit all the time. But I also think, speaking of that, though, like you said, Green Dragon, you equip this to the Green Dragon or anything with a super high modifier, and then you make it a 3/3 stat, and then you can make it so that you buff your AL actually so they don't hit as much. I don't know. You know what I mean? Those kind of things.
yeah, yeah.
And then just anytime they have a creature effect that you don't want to deal with, you just throw this bad boy on. Steam powered girl is epic equipped for 1 turn cycle. For every card in your hand, add 1 hit dice and 1 attack dice roll. I'm not sure how I feel
Yeah,
about this card.
I played this card in the Gen 3 playtest, and it wound up being super strong for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, There's those points in the game when your opponent's got 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in their hand. Yeah, this is just a massive blow
Yeah,
when
well,
that
no, it says for
happens.
every card in your hand. It's not your opponent. It's your.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, that's right.
So yeah, so it's actually really nice because you get to decide how strong this card is gonna be for
Yep.
sure. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you have these mechanics where you can make your opponent and yourself draw a ton of cards, and then you just go to combat and play this card.
I, I was actually using this card with Shapeshifter at the Gen 3 party, and
Ooh,
yeah, when I
right.
had a huge grip of cards and I knew for sure that I was going to hit,
Mm-hmm.
I chose the option to get 4 extra attack dice with Shapeshifter, so Shapeshifter was rolling 8 dice just by his own ability, and then I was getting 6 or 7 more dice off of this. So yeah, I remember doing a hit where I was rolling like 15 attack dice against my opponent,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I mean, I wrecked him.
No, makes sense. And like you said, Quip, like being the fact that it's a standard magic, you can play this on top of with 5 other infinite cards if you want. So
Yeah.
good. All right, Stago is a 1+5 AL6 again, 50 HP Dino. Not too much to talk about. All right, here it is. The Strange Jewel is next. It just gets +2 to hit, but obviously it's got the purpose of bringing out the jewel, the Lord, or whatever that card was. So
Yep.
then we have Streetlights, another card that I'm gonna have to get used to. It's a rare field spell. Send all limited summons on the field back to where they originally summoned from. Limited summons cannot be played while this card is on the field. Ugh, the fact that this is not a turn cycle card drives me insane. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, this is the big FU to limited summons, so
Yep.
yay. All right, Succubus is a uncommon card, AL2, 40 HP. If this creature heals, or this creature heals for half the attack damage it inflicts, any excess healing above its max HP is also dealt to the target as damage. This card is secretly potentially strong, depending on how they rule it. What it sounds like for right now, any extra healing that you do to this card does damage, so just something to think about. could be.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be awesome in the AJ format.
Mm,
Yeah, just getting it buffed up with stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know. It could be difficult to deal with. I mean, I've used a vampire
mm-hmm.
myself in the AJ format quite a few times, and yeah, you get the thing buffed up to where it's healing good, and it's just super, super annoying
Right.
to deal, drag the guy down with all that healing that he's doing, and then this doing the same thing plus getting the damage on top of it if you get there. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be pretty annoying to deal with.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Definitely one of those things. We'll definitely have to see if this card ever gets out of control. Hellwalker will be the way. You gotta come at this thing. All right. Tarantula, bug type, 3/3, AL 10, 10 speed. Yeah, 80 HP. Yep, more spiders. The Good Boy. This card, it's a field spell. This card only affects your primary creature. Uh, +1, +1, +1, +1. Yep, not much to say about that. It's alright.
Well,
The Iron Man. This is an epic field. For 2 turn cycles, your opponent's creatures' attack dice rolls, hit dice rolls, AL, and speed are all set to 1. This effect suspends any increases.
I also played with this card at this Gen 3 playtest,
Mm-hmm.
and it was incredible for me. Again, because I had Shapeshifter in my deck, so setting their armor to 1 guaranteed my hitting, so I added 4 extra attack dice with Shapeshifter. But I mean, whatever. Beyond that, this is a very good card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's applying to all of their creatures, which is, so if they have some limited summons out, now they're just getting 1 attack dice, so maybe they'll
Yep.
miss.
Yeah.
this card again, it's guaranteeing that you're going first because they have no speed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this just gets around any buffs that they may have had, and they can't
Yep.
buff their stuff while this is out. I mean, this card does so much. It doesn't look. I guess it
You're a
maybe it
little
doesn't look like it
sorry.
at first, but
You're a little loud, Casey. Sorry, but yep, with the mic. Yeah,
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 when I mean, it
you're right.
doesn't look like it
It
at
does a
first.
lot. Yeah, you sound good now. It does a lot, and the whole suspending thing too. Like I just think Flame of the Infinite. This just gets rid of Flame of the Infinite. Like all basically, it's like I don't know things like that. It's like sometimes that's what you need, and I really like it. Very very versatile card. And 2 turn cycles is a long time sometimes.
Yep.
All right, rare the merchant. When this card is played, pick one of the following effects: AL +4, hit +4, heal for 20, and or destroy one magic card.
Yeah, this will be excellent in crack pack stuff.
100%. I mean, yeah, I think so. I don't think it's strong enough to really just put in like a meta deck, um, unless you have like a certain purpose for this card. But it is good. Again, it's another equipped. I mean, we think about Atom Bomb as the only equip, but this is technically another equip that you could play under Foggy Knight to destroy Foggy Knight, which is kind of nice.
Yep.
The superhero AL 12, 120 HP, 12 speed. Oh boy, he's a humanoid, so uh, take that with what you will. Another 6+4. They really like this 6+4 stat line for a lot of these creatures. During your turn, roll 1 die. If the result is 5 through 6, this creature cannot be damaged this turn. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's almost like this guy is a built-in metallic bone in a
Mm-hmm.
way.
Right.
Um, yeah, just free combat damage, man, is just great. So,
Yeah, you'll
you
take it.
know,
And with
yeah,
the imagery when you're the actual ward superhero. I mean, look at you. How would you not want to be that guy?
right.
So yeah, like that card a lot. Ooh, another card I like. The villain. Now we're flipping around the roll here. AL 12, 120 HP. Pretty tank beefy guy. He's a cosmic being. He's only at the epic rarity 2, which is kind of nice. And pretty good stats 5+4. While this card is on the field, your opponents must deal 10 damage to their primary creature to play a magic card. So yeah, even if you're in like a team battle, they really specify opponents too. So it sounds like both people would must deal 10 damage to their primary creature to play a magic card. Pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
this thing is gonna combo with that other card that makes you do 5 damage to your creature to play magic cards.
Yeah, the old logging road.
Yeah, yeah, it'll combo with that, but even better since this guy just affects just your opponent and not you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, exactly. That is. I think this will be a strong burn card. Probably one of the biggest burn boss creatures that it will exist. And the fact that they have to do it to play their magic. And he's got look at that big sword he's got too. I mean, yeah, it's all adding up. Obviously, yeah, I kind of missed. This creature receives 3 times damage from the hero and the heroine. So, Gen 3 only. He's going to be scary. Will people really want to counter him with other sack creatures? Maybe, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. The Wither is a rare AL9, speed 11. If this card attacks a creature that has the magic card Fear, Fear is a magic card from Gen 1, just in case anyone's curious. That basically makes it so your creature can't attack if they don't roll properly. Equipped creature is equipped to it, add attack dice rolls +2, modifier +2. Yeah, it's kind of not worth it, right, Casey? We agreed on that.
Yeah,
Oh, give me 1 second. I just lost for some reason the page. Let me pull it back up here. Just lost the card library. Hold up. How we doing, Casey? Doing all good? I know this is getting long here. We're at 3.5 hours. We're almost done though.
Yeah, we are. We're close to done.
All right. Yeah. No, the Wither. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think this card really that great. It's interesting, but got anything to say about it? The Wither?
Nope. It's yeah, just pretty average. It only gets okay if you're happen to be playing Fear. So
Yeah, this card was just made for Victor Apex. Adam is one of our competitive players. He pulls all the foil fears that exist in the game. So,
yep.
all right, we'll move on. This is an uncommon. I'm surprised this card is uncommon. It's an elemental Thrasher, AL6, so it doesn't need a sack. This creature inflicts 3 times damage to mechanical type creatures. Mechanical type creatures normally unaffected by creature effects or magic effects are now affected. This suspends their own creature effect.
Yeah, this is obviously the anti Steam Rex card.
Yeah,
So
I'm an anti Steam Rex, anti Steam Golem. I'm an anti Ooze Weaver. Ooze Weaver's a mechanic creature. Anti Steam Angel. Like he has way more than you know just Steam
yep.
Rex. Like this guy, any mechanic creature needs to fear this card for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, for anyone who runs Steam decks, just watch out for this guy because he'll be coming for you. Yeah, it's just such a strong effect with just 3 times damage too. Like this is just like people like I know everyone's gonna say like the toad that missile toad is hard counter Elkana. I think this hard counter Steam way more than the toad does in my opinion. All right, moving on. Titan's Amulet. This is an uncommon. Inflict 10 damage to your primary creature. Your turn, or for 1 turn cycle, add plus 10 to your modifier. What's your thoughts, Casey?
Yeah, this will be a I don't know. Played in some funny places where it could be some serious stuff. It is common, so you can get it onto what is it? What is it, the Deer Crow
Yes,
having
deer.
the
Okay,
yeah.
you're taking my thing. I was gonna say yes. This is the deer crow. We finally found it. This is the Gen 3 deer crow card that gives you plus 20 modifier. All right,
Yeah.
but you have to do 10 damage to yourself, which sucks. But you know what? It's worth it for
Yeah, you're gonna
20.
be doing 20 guaranteed damage to them though.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, exactly. You're doing 20 guaranteed plus all your other stats, and then also if you play frenzy, you force them to have to attack into you again with this equipped. Let's go.
no. Also in the AJ format, this is gonna be absolutely insane on the Corn Creeper. It's gonna be like
Oh,
instant death for anything.
oh yes, and
So,
a
I
corn
mean,
creeper is only
you're in a
50.
guarantee hit, and you're gonna be doing over 120 damage.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, this
Jeez.
and Corn Creeper, and you're done.
Yeah, what the heck? Okay, corn creeper card. You're right. Corn creeper, crows. They love this card. We love this card. All right, move on. Try dragon. Uh, what did we say about this guy? He's 999 stat line or 9990. Uncommon AJ format. I mean, we've talked
Yeah,
about this card. I think it's probably one of the strongest AJ creatures that exist after Gen 3's release for sure.
yeah, I super love this thing. Cannot wait to play with it. Yeah, this is like the creator in AJ, if you ask me. Yeah, your hit dice matching, and you just do 3 times damage. Like, oh my god, this thing will just hit so hard.
Yeah,
And the fact that even rolling double ones, you don't miss either. Like you don't crit miss, or you can't crit miss. So
yeah. It's definitely got the Maniac vibe to it, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it just seems stronger than Maniac just because of the armor value, the speed, just all those things. Like,
I know I'm stunned. This thing's the uncommon.
Oh, I know.
I
This thing
I
is,
just I feel at the very least it should have been a rare.
yeah, or like definitely, yeah, could easily contend to be an epic card for sure. Yeah, I don't
So
know.
this guy might just force like literally everyone's gonna have to play the
Dragonbane,
the car yeah
Dragon's Bane.
dragons because of this guy.
No, 100%. Especially the fact that Dragon Tamer can just pull this dude out of your deck at any point. Like, yeah, yikes.
Yep.
Ugh, scary. Why are dragons always feel so scary? I don't know. I don't like that. Okay, moving on. Common card, Vampire Mistress. Inflict 10 damage to a creature and heal a creature 10 HP. Hmm, not bad.
Um.
Good burn
Yeah.
damage.
No, it is. Yeah.
This makes
In
that enchantment card feel like crap. that the uncommon card that hits no matter what, even if you miss. This just
yeah,
instantly inflicts 10 damage and heals you. I don't know, and it's a common. I
that's
can't
a good
understand.
point.
Sometimes you can't understand the reason, the logic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hmm.
So, Scarlet Killer too.
Yeah, big Scarlet, and then you heal for Scarlet's health, so you feel even better.
Yep.
All right. Warrior Sword. This is just their common, plus couple hit, couple attack. Were
Yep.
Rabbit is an uncommon. Finally, a were creature support. 50 HP, so similar to Were Rat. One extra hit modifier than a Were Rat. Right? Were Rat's 1+6 or 1+5? I think it's 1+.
1/5.
Yeah, 1+5. Okay, so then 2 to the modifier. So is this just replace Were Rat? I don't understand why they made it like the same exact stats as basically Were Rat, but just like better modifier.
Yeah, yeah, I think it kind of does, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, it's good. Were decks probably will like this because it's just another Were creature that's not super HP heavy that they could potentially use like
And
Were or what's his name
Full
use.
Moon's take this thing to armor 11 too, which is like holy cow.
Yeah, and that's like Were Rat kind of sits in that vein. I don't know. It's kind of nice. I think the Were Rat's actually really strong. Probably one of the stronger Were creatures that exists, and this guy kind of just follows suit. I don't know. I just don't think it really adds much to the Were deck. It's like, yeah, you just replace your Were Rats with this guy, and then have werewolves, or yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, not too exciting. You know what I mean?
Maybe this thing fits into a Wolf Knight deck in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, it's just 50 HP just still feels really heavy. They need a were creature that's like 20 or 10, that just like was meant to sack for to bring out Wolf Knight. Otherwise, it's like, eh. Winter Griffin. Oh, speaking of the were too, that they have the full moon promo card, which I think that guy will just replace most of these were creatures with the full moon decks. Um, Winter Griffin though, 8/8/8 stats all the way across. It's a rare beast type. Once per turn, this creature may re-roll one of its attack dices and one of its hit dice rolls. Hmm.
Um, I like this guy. I mean, good stat, slightly on the higher side of the stats all around.
Yeah.
Plus 5 modifier is great.
Yeah.
You're
It's
gonna
just
be
the
able to
it's
hit
just a
like
better
quite a bit.
it's just a better version of Griffin. So I don't know if you know, but Griffin has the same stats, same
Yeah.
damage, but just no effect. But this guy does. So yeah, I don't know.
So
Better Griffin.
Winter. As soon as I saw this thing's artwork, I was excited for it to freeze something, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "Oh man!"
Yeah, we,
I
we,
was
we
like,
kind of got a
"If
lack of
there
freezing. If it wasn't,
if there was a creature, it was gonna be this one." But
right, yeah, there is no freezing in here. They don't want that mechanic right now. It looks like. Witch's Cabin is the next card. This is an uncommon. Play this card from your hand. It's a flash. When your opponent draws a card, send the drawn card to the bottom of their deck.
as goofy as it is, the only thing I can see this comboing with is with that card that makes the players flip their decks upside down, so you can see what your opponent's drawing all the time.
Yeah,
And if they get to something you don't want them to have, send it away.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's
Otherwise,
interesting
it's just ultra random.
because what is it? It's a one for one. You're using this card to put a card back in their deck, so their card advantage is you're not really gaining any card advantage by doing it.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's a fun, goofy card, but I wouldn't say it's like that great. Wood Axe is just +3 to attack. Nothing crazy. Wood Shield +3 to AL. Woodland Elf is an uncommon creature. He's a 5 AL, 50 HP. During your each battle prior to the hit die roll, roll one die. If the results 1 through 2, +10 to attack. 3 through 4, target's modifier reduced to 0. 5 through 6, target's AL reduced by 5.
Yeah, I love this dude for the AJ format. He's doing against like
So
so many
much.
things. Some sort of a mini shapeshifter, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that you're doing it again before every single battle, not just like a turn cycle thing. Yeah, it's just I don't know, when you start buffing this guy up with other cards in the AJ format, I
Right.
feel like he's gonna be dishing out damage or very hard to deal with or yeah, it's just this guy's awesome. And I can't wait to start playing with him.
Yeah. It's weird to me that they make a card like this, right? This is a good version of the 1 through 2, 3 through 4, 5 through 6, and then they make that like epic card that's like the light armor or whatever. And it's just like
Yeah,
it's like how did you not how did we not make that card good with the way we made this card? Like this card has no negative downside to it. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
I don't know. It just
and
seems
this
weird.
is just an uncommon, and it's all upside.
Yeah, it just seems weird to me. Um, but yeah, I like this creature a lot. I think it's for a sackable creature too. Just like being able to just get. I mean, and here's the thing too. During each battle, prior to hit dice roll, roll one die. So you could just have +10 attack damage like added on, or the mod of their modifier gone. Like imagine you're up against assassin and you just get rid of her modifier to 0. It's like that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I like this card. Cool card.
yeah. I mean, reducing their armor by 5, and then this guy having a +4 mod,
Hmm.
just guaranteeing that you're hitting, which is awesome.
All right, Casey.
You
Well,
know,
with that, that was the last card of Gen 3. So we did the grueling grind to show off all these cards. So I hope people go and like and subscribe this video. Let us know what card you're excited for with Gen 3. And with that, that's another episode of WWB. We'll see you guys next time. Whew.